Yes, people, good morning, a good afternoon, and a good evening. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone. But more importantly, I say blue morning to you. Yes, we're back again with another Blue Morning show and another Chelsea transfer awards. And then it's been crazy. I got to say that it's been really, really crazy. And quite a lot has happened since we went to bed. Before we wake up, it's everywhere. But then again, that is why we're here. We'll analyze the situation and try to come to a sensible conclusion. I'm talking about Jules Kounde's to Chelsea status or to Barcelona, if you want to phrase it that way. And we'll also talk about Kimpembe, and we'll talk about Gvadiol. We'll compare Gvadiol to Levi Colwill and answer the question whether it does make sense to even go to a player who's, you could argue, is in the same age bracket as Levi Colwill. So don't go anywhere. Sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. Yes, people, welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. And I gotta say, what an emotional roller coaster of a transfer window it has been for Chelsea fans. And I am really concerned about the mental state of Chelsea fans. I hope they all get checked by the time the window gets shut. Ty, your thoughts in just a few hours, uh, quite a lot seem to have changed. Of course, we have every right to put it that way, but nothing is certain yet. Like we've been saying yesterday, nothing is certain until we see the player holding the shirt and we get an official statement from the club. Ty, your thoughts on where we're at with everything right now? It's really crazy.
And I was even saying this yesterday in the evening show, that until the paperwork is done, until the documentations are finalized, and there's an official statement from the club, because I don't agree with, hold up the shirt, because the hold up the shirt doesn't mean anything. When it's finalized completely, and maybe if it's Todd Boehly with the player, then maybe then you can say it's a reality. When it's an official statement, then it's true. But right now, there's reports recently that saying that Barcelona have not even contacted Sevilla. They haven't even made an offer. So I don't know what to believe, because one side is saying that this is so, and the other side is saying that this is not so. So I'm not sure. And there's even people saying that Sevilla are waiting on the final documentations from Chelsea, which is so foolish, because I'm confused, because we were hearing that the documents are with Sevilla. So what documentation are they waiting on then? So this is all over the place, man, and this is stressful. It really is stressful, because we should not be in this position. And people are saying that Kounde should be saying, if he wants to come to Chelsea, he should just say no to Barcelona. But how can he say no to Barcelona when he's going to have this thought in his head that, look at what they did? People say that, and even when I thought about it, I think we could switch to a back four in next season as well. So him getting in these players, it does not because they were left-sided players means that this could not prohibit Kounde from being approached and being a choice. Because if we're going to be going for three other centre backs, and these last one we're looking at, you're not going to sign five centre backs in one window. So obviously it can't be a case where he was still there. So I mean, he's going to look at the situation and say they're looking at Kimpembe, they're looking at De Ligt, the Ake there as well, Josko Gvardiol. He's going to look at that and say, this club are looking at other options. And then you look at Barcelona and see that Barcelona have been pushing for him. They're they're doing it week by week, getting in Lewandowski, getting Rafinha, getting back Dembele into the club again. You know, Kessie and Christensen finally announcing them. So he's gonna look at it and say that, look, at this club has never dropped interest in me. I was always their first choice. Whilst Chelsea were looking at other options, expensive options as well, because he was cheaper than going for a Delete. He was cheaper than going for an Ake as well. So for me, he's going to say that they're going for other options. That means that they don't value me, because if they're going to go for somebody that is worth more than me, clearly that's saying that they don't trust me. So for me right now, I am confused, because he's not going to say that, no, I'm going to reject Barcelona, because right now he's going to have second doubts. But for me, I always found it stupid that a player who was mentally affected, he had to speak to a psychiatrist. He needed to get counseling because the deal collapsed. That is not somewhere that you ignore. And we keep doing the same foolishness, that the deal was so easy. Personal terms were agreed, just make the bid, get the documentation sorted, and he would become a Chelsea player. It was so easy. I don't know why Chelsea don't do things easy. They don't get top four easy. They don't win things easy. They're heart attack FC, they're last minute FC, and it's frustrating, because you cannot do this.
Here's the thing, Ty. There's a chance that how do I phrase it? I'm not quick to jump. We weren't quick to jump onto the bus that all is done. And I'm not going to, I'm not going to be quick to jump onto the bus that, he's going to Barcelona. I still don't believe that, but we'll look at things. And also there are things out there already, like you said it yourself, that they haven't even spoken to the Jules Kounde camp, even Barcelona camp, Sevilla camp. But we get to that in a bit. It's important that we'll look at what the contributions in the chat, because this is an interactive show. It's inclusive. We have to carry those that are in the chat along. Otherwise, we don't have a show. Or otherwise, we cannot argue that it's an inclusive and an interactive show. So let's get to it. Let me get to reading it. And again, please keep liking the videos. Right now, we have 24 likes. And we have 70 people watching. Let's shoot for 300 likes by the end of the show. And I know we can get there because of you, because of your support. So thank you. Thank you very much in advance. Here, again, Liam Lane, always the first in most cases. Says, blue morning, Kachila, panel and chat. Blue morning to you too. I hope you're doing well, Liam Lane. And here he says, I was always like you, Kachila, as in I never believed a signing was done until the contract was signed. So after seeing the news this morning, I would do myself a big favor and go back to my old ways. Yep. Again, don't hold your breath. Like we were telling so many people who were asking if the deal is done. We're saying it is not over the line yet. And specifically, I did mention, don't hold your breath, or you're going to just lose your life over it until we get an official statement. I used to say until we see the player holding up the shirt, and then Ty suggested would be even more specific. Until we get an official statement from the club, that's when you know it's done. Again, I told you guys not to put your hopes on Chelsea. Should go get a Dumfries who can play right centre back and right wing back. I was saying start signing players, and people were saying trust the process. Here we are again. I'm still saying trust the process. I still haven't given up on the club. Again, these things aren't that simple, but you cannot tell me also that Jules Kounde is going to Barcelona. I don't think that's the truth. Yes, you live and learn, as the saying goes. That's the truth. I hope you've had the letters. Kounde to Barcelona is 99% done. Tuchel is so unprofessional. Yes, you are not happy with Barcelona. Why making it public? Tuchel is just an average coach. That is just you venting your frustration on what I think it's incorrect. But we get that in a bit. Again, as you're coming in, please keep liking the video. Let's make sure get the likes up, and then get more people to join us. It will be much more fun here. Let me say if there's anything. A second to like. Okay, you made it to the Champions League, and it's Liverpool level. Simon Phillips just said that Sevilla journalists say there have been no contact from Barcelona on Kounde. I hope you're paying attention to that. So it's everywhere. That's why, again, I'm going to repeat myself. I've said this like a zillion times. Here's how you approach this. Put everything you hear out there, all the things you hear out there, put them in a single bucket and label them as speculations, rumors. Look at them, dissect, and then analyze, come to a sensible conclusion. You'd be better off. That way, you're not going to get the heart attack from all these situations, because when you look at all those things holistically, if you want to phrase it that way, you get to understand, oh, there's a chance this is not the truth. This doesn't make sense. Then you'll be better off, instead of, driving yourself nuts with all the things you see out there. When any player hosts a shirt, to me now, it is when I get an official statement from the club, yes, that's just the truth. I said, people, don't put your phone. Again, I'm going to scroll to the very bottom. And maybe say hi to a few people. Dills, how are you doing? Okay, I've seen that. Okay, I'll try and do that in a bit. Lightning striking twice. It hasn't struck twice yet. It hasn't stricken twice yet. That is just you jumping to conclusions, probably because you're frustrated. From Sevilla, again, Nsako Mangayu, thank you very much for that. Says, from Sevilla Football Club, the news that there's an agreement with FC Barcelona for Jules Kounde is totally denied. It is the most expensive sale of the club, and the delay is due to the exchange of unbelieving documents. I hope you're paying attention to that. I'm going to highlight that too. And if somebody can help us find if that's indeed on the Sevilla website, that will go a long way. Bro, I am so tired. At least get someone, or stop chasing players and give academy graduates a chance. I'm not that tired yet. I'm tired because I wake up 3 a.m. every morning, to host a show. But then again, I haven't given up on the club. We're still, remember I told you this, by the time the transfer window shuts, we'll have a good window. Michael Ebukanwane says, hope you've had the letters. Yep, I think I've read that before. I'm not concerned yet. Kounde is already a Chelsea man. It is done. No more discussions needed. Let's talk Broya plus money for Rice. That is that agenda you pushing, Phantom. You're my friend, and I appreciate you. But it looks like you and I are gonna have a fight regarding your agenda, given Broya plus cash to get Rice. I'm not up for that. And big up to my very good friend, Just Viola, the queen of the house. Again, I hope everything is okay with you. I know, again, just stay strong. You shall overcome. And if you're in the chat, also take a second, to give Just Viola some energy to overcome whatever she's going through. Let her know we love her here, and she shall overcome. Indeed, she will overcome. Says, what's happening? Nothing much. Hey, everyone in the chat. Again, Rice is overrated. That's your argument. I'm not saying Rice, in my case, I'm not saying Rice is not a good player. I'm just saying my argument has always been I don't think he fits the way we play. But if the manager thinks otherwise, then I am wrong. Kounde is not a done deal from what I saw an hour ago. What is going on again? Where are we on this? Again, you read it. We read something. I think that was from Emperor, that the delay is due to the exchange of documents. And as you know, these things take a while. It's a big sell. The slightest misrepresentation of anything agreed upon can cause a lot of problems. So that's why you have to be patient. You have to be very, very patient. Again, says Barcelona, we must not give them any of our players. Gerard Romero is reliable. We had to look up for other options because we want more players. The same Romero that I'm hearing from my friends and fellow content creators that he's not. How far with Kounde Kachila? I'm not sure. We'll be watching that. We'll be looking at things as they develop, and if we see anything new, we will look at it. You can be rest assured. Why is Barcelona so much after Chelsea transfer choices? I don't know. You don't own any player.
Man.
Sorry?
They're still salty about the Champions League.
It's very possible. Kounde is joining Barcelona. We'll see. Again, we need to slow down interest so that Sevilla won't ask that much money. I think we're already in the final stages. Even if we lose out to Barcelona in this one, it's not Sevilla's fault. So, but we'll see. We'll follow the story and we'll see what happens there. Says Barcelona knows Chelsea is scouting the right players. So your argument, saying is that we're actually doing the scouting work for them. We find a good player, they just swoop in and say, okay, that player must be good. That may well be the case. Again, I'm going to come back to the panel, and then and before I do the Pac-Man essay, it's been like a minute. It's been a minute. We haven't seen in a while. I hope things are well with you. Please do let us know you're doing okay. Nice to see you back. Fauzi said Chelsea made an agreement with the club, and Barca made an agreement with Kounde. That is it. Again, we'll see what happens there. The club will sell to the highest bidder. It's as simple as that. And it's not like Kounde doesn't want to come to Chelsea. Shaumo Iceman says Barcelona never contacted the club. They always push the player. Barcelona is proven to be worthless club. They are the leader of football world. You could argue that, but we'll see what happens. Again, I still think it's not over for Chelsea yet, and it's not over for Barcelona yet. As long as they can match Chelsea's offer to Sevilla, or maybe outbid us, that's when they get it. And I think Sevilla would rather sell to a foreign club than a domestic rival. But that's, by the way, let's look at what we have already, Ty, and I want us to look at it together in a bit. I'm going to try to share the screen here. So we're looking at what's out there, what we're hearing is the case. Because some people just look at it as a single source and they jump to conclusions. Let's start with Vincent's tweet here. And that was just, that tweet was about an hour, 30 minutes ago or so, a little less. He says, Kounde has Barca as his first option, but Barca are yet to table a bid. If that move doesn't happen, it will be very difficult to continue blocking him from signing for Chelsea. The ball is now on the roof of the Camp Nou. I hope you understand what he means by that. But before I go to Ty, if you're watching and you haven't liked the video, please take a second to do so. I sincerely do appreciate that. Again, like I've always said on this show here, I'd rather you not donate your hard-earned cash to the channel. I'd rather you like the video because the more you like the video, the more the YouTube algorithm will be triggered. And the more we'd be able to reach more people. And the more people will be able to reach, the more the show will be fun. Again, the more people will have around to learn from. Again, so thank you. Thank you very much for all the support. Just keep liking the video. We're shooting for 300 likes today. And I know we can get there with your support. So thank you very much again. Ty, I want to get your thoughts on what you see on the screen.
That may well be the case, that he has Barcelona as his first option, and I can't blame him. I really can't blame him, because and I keep saying this, and people use the argument that we've made it clear that we want him and everything, but I don't think so. If you want a player, you don't go around and go for expensive options. Kounde will look at the situation, and plus, I used this argument a few days ago that he's in La Liga right now, and Barcelona are a La Liga team. If he goes there, there's a higher chance that he will succeed because he's already used to the league, he's already playing in that league, so it'll be good for him. So those are two factors that could lead to probably, Kounde possibly having Borussia as his first option. And I keep saying that, unlike last summer when we were the only club Spurs were interested and they rejected Spurs, that was really seriously interested in him. It's different. You have Barcelona, which people, even if you want to call them Brokesalona and say they're broke, they are a team with history. They have a good reputation in terms of what they've done over the years. They will attract players. And certain players will look past their financial issue at the moment and say that this is a team that has great history, and they have Javi there. People say that he's not the greatest manager, he's an inexperienced manager, and well, you can agree with that because he has the only club he's really coach is a Qatar team. So I mean that's not really enough of an experience. So I guess in that sense, it is possible that he has them as his first choice because they have always shown that they have this massive interest in him and he's always been their first choice. Whereas Chelsea have gone all around the world. They've gone from Netherlands to Portugal to Italy to England and then they go to Spain. So you cannot blame the guy when he sees the fact that we're looking at every other defender when he already made it clear that he wants to come to Chelsea, accepting personal terms last year, even coming to London just to to get a feeling of how it is and get used to it. So those are indications to him that the club aren't serious as Barcelona are because Barcelona they do have their alternatives, but they are still looking at him. They still want him, and whilst Chelsea were looking at other options, he'll have to look at the fact that Barcelona, despite their issues, were still looking at him, trying to get him in. So it's possible, but we need to stop this thing where because players has this desire to play for one club, they won't play with professionalism because Kounde has done that. He has profession. He has a professionalism. So it's not like with your Lukaku's or the other players who will fussy and say that I'm not playing for the team. He's professional. He went to train so that he could get his physical levels back up whilst this whole future thing's been decided. So yes, it may be a case where there is first option, but you can't blame him because they have showed interest in him.
Just give me a second. Just go ahead, Ty. I want to put up a poll there. I'll be back with you.
Yeah, I'm seeing that just for you and people like they don't agree with me, and that's fine. But for me, it has to be a case like this because looking at the fact that we have not showed the consistent interest in him, the impression and the narrative that we're giving right now is that because we didn't get Ake, because we were not able to get Delete, because let's not forget, Colwilll was amongst the list as well. But he was on the back burner compared to Delete. Delete, we spent 5 days trying to get Delete over the line. We were offering players, they rejected it. We were offering more money, they rejected it. Then Bayern Munich sweeps in, and we call it a day, and we move on to Colwilll, and then they finalize it in 2 days. So this is a case where Barcelona will look at the fact and say that, while still looking at these players, I will look at Kounde. And Kounde will be aware of their interest because they'll contact his agent, his representatives, and say that we have genuine interest in you. We're going to be trying to go for you. And you look at the fact that say Chelsea have not done anything, and you look at the fact that only 8 days ago, after everything failed with Ake and Delete, that they are coming for me now. You look at that and say that this club that I had mental problems with because of the deal collapsing, because of how open I was to join at the time the champions of Europe, and now they look at other options where I'm cheaper. He's going to look at that because he's still a human being. So yes, people will say that I'm turning a knife in the wound and everything, but it's the truth. It's the truth. He was not a top priority. Now he's a top priority because everything else has failed. And I find it so funny that we're linked with all centre backs, and some of them have gone under the radar that we haven't even heard about them. I don't know if you remember Tour's perspective, Maxex Lacrosse or from Wolfsburg, that Wolfsburg defender. We were linked with him since last summer, and we've heard nothing about that. So all these things, it's all over the place, and this is why people disagree. I'm saying that because Tuchel does not have a director of football, he does not know what to do. He wants to rebuild a team, and he likes personalities, but he doesn't have a deal to say this player is feasible.
Basically,
this player is not much feasible.
Yeah. The impression I'm getting from you, Ty, is you're blaming the club. You've come to the conclusion that he's not going to come for us. To us, is that what you're saying?
That is not what I'm saying. There's a possibility that he does, but at the same time, because we hesitated, we made it difficult to get over the line. Because Barcelona are in the picture still, And if we had done it because what we're hearing is that because he had that surgery, he wants to be sure that everything is fine and everything. And I can understand that. But at the same time, you don't look at other options if that is your intention, which therefore means that you want to have other options open just in case Kounde is not feasible in terms of the injury. Because right now, I don't know. I'm blaming the club, yes, because they could have avoided all of this since last summer. But because we wanted to play hardball, because we wanted to be foolish, and we wanted to spend less than the discount we were getting before August 12th, specifically, where that is when Sevilla improved increased the fee. We had to pay more. So I blame the club, yes, because they could have avoided this if we were not trying to be funny and trying to do and trying to get him on a cheap. So we keep trying to do cheap things. You can't always do cheap things. If you want a player, you go out and spend the money. Look at what we did with Rafinha. Yes, Rafinha wasn't really the interest wasn't really there because we didn't really fight further than we did. But at the same time, we did it with Sterling. You can see the difference. Sterling,
Right.
we wanted Sterling. We
Mhm.
wanted Sterling. We put in the money. Man City rejected our first bid. We improved it. We got Sterling in. That is when you know that a manager wants this player and he's pushing the club to get that player. And that's what we did. Koulibaly, they asked for a price. We did not go up to that price. We offered
Yeah.
again, accepted. So it's different. If you want Kounde, we make that offer. You don't if and but and say, should we do this? Should we do that? If you want the player, you don't care about the price tag. You go for them. But right now, the club is not giving that intention.
Yeah, again, I get your argument, but again, nothing. He hasn't come to Chelsea. He hasn't gone to Barcelona either. And from what we're seeing, this is the first one on the screen here. Keep reading this. I'm going to try to catch up with the chat and quickly come back. And before I continue, we have 155 people watching, and we have 57 likes already. Again, we let's try and get it to 100 likes before we get to 100 1 hour mark because we're shooting for 300 likes a day. And believe me, because of your support, I know we can get there. Says all rumors from Spanish outlet Sevilla have denied everything and are just completing the final documents with Chelsea. So again, because of the Rafinha deal, how the whole Rafinha situation unfolded, I think the biggest fear of Chelsea fans is a repeat of what happened in the Rafinha case. But again, I hope that doesn't happen again, but that's not to say there's no that possibility that it happens. Let's get the likes up, people. Keep liking the video. 59 likes now, and let's shoot for 300 likes by the end of the show. Again, thank you in advance because I know it's very possible. The man is a Barcelona player. He prefers to play for Barcelona. Let me know. I want to see a video of your conversation with him when he told you he prefers to play for Barcelona. If you don't want to talk Rice, can we talk Arsenal preseason game? Yeah, we can't just be switching from topic to topic. We have something that we're dealing with. We have a pre-game show for the Arsenal game, and I didn't tell you I didn't want to talk Rice. You made a statement, and I jokingly said I don't want that. You have an agenda, which you have right to push, bro. So don't misunderstand my response. Barca haven't made any offer at all. It's a salty Spanish media family. They can believe Chelsea got. They cannot believe Chelsea got one of Barca finally. We'll see what happens. We don't need Rice. What I think I need is an attacker. Again, that's what you need and not what the club needs. So I'm going to keep. Is Kounde coming to Chelsea? We don't know what's going to happen yet. Just keep following the situation. Hi, big ups to you too, fair boy. For how I'm seeing you putting out quite a lot of videos. Please, if you have time, go check out his YouTube channel. He has some great video analysis of some cases regarding some of our potential new signings and all that. But you will enjoy it. So go check out Fair Chelsea Analysis YouTube channel. I think you will like it. Big up everyone. Here's the driver himself. And the chat is going bonkers. They are, everybody. Yep, that's the truth. And that's the reason why I'm going to have to skip to the very bottom of the whole thing. Again, yeah, call him Juice. Jules Kounde is probably going to Barca. We'll see what happens. Big up Viola. Barca not content with Aspilicueta. I'm not sure. We don't know what's going on. Again, I'm going to skip to the very bottom of this whole conversation because I cannot read everything. I cannot read everything. If I tried to do that, I'd still be reading it and we get to the end of the show. Again, Ty, let me take you to this comment. This one here, which is from, I think, managing Barca. You could argue is a reputable source in terms of Barca news and all that. I say Sevilla say that FC Barcelona have not submitted any official offer for Jules Kounde, and he's still expected to join Chelsea Football Club. Again, your thoughts on that one, Ty?
I'm sorry, what you say about Barcelona?
Oh, like you're not looking at the screen. Here is it. Here it says Sevilla.
I didn't see it.
Okay, can you see it now?
Yeah, Sevilla say the FC Barcelona have not submitted any official offer for. Yeah, and I believe this is the case because I mean, even when I first saw Gerard Romero, I was like, oh, maybe he's joking, but at the same time, I don't know. Just that this little piece of me that was still pessimistic about the fact that he could go to Barcelona, so I believed it. But when I continuously read the report that he had over, and he's saying 99%, I'm like 99%. How could it be 99% done when we're hearing in the past that the documentations are complicated because it's the highest, or rather the biggest sale in their history. So the documentation is different. It's not like in the case when they sold Diego Carlos. So for me, I was like, how is it 99% when we're hearing that it's 95% with Chelsea because the documentations are still being finalized? I don't get that. So for me, I was like, okay, he's making up news. He's trying to make them sweat. He's trying to make Chelsea fans sweat because he knows that a lot of Chelsea fans are attacking him, saying that, oh, you're in the mud. Things are happening. You know what is happening? He's coming to Chelsea and things like that and things like that. So he's going to be trying to make people sweat. So in that sense, I can agree with that. And I mean, if Sevilla are officially saying this, then it's true because they're not going to be lying. Because they can pay legal consequences for this. So I mean, in this case, it's true and it's good because fans are going crazy, and I have to say, I was having a panic attack. I have asthma as well, so I had tightness in my chest. I always stress what this club does to me, and it's not easy. It's not good. It's not a good feeling to know that you're hearing this thing and then the next thing you hear, I'm too attached to this club, and it's dangerous for my health, and it's dangerous to my health, and I don't understand why the easiest things are the hardest thing to do, and I mean that's life. It's life, but I don't know. It's all over the place, and I just hope that this gets finalized. And I did say that I feel like this will be finalized by Wednesday because documentation is a big problem, and the medicals have to happen. So for me, I just don't think that right now it's gonna be done in today or it's gonna be here we go today. I think it may be done by Wednesday because realistically this thing is gonna take days to complete. And I did say it will be up to a week. I said that yesterday, a week the latest, because this is a case where it's gonna take documentations being done, them trying to get the courier company to transfer over the documents as well, so that it can be finalized. So I think it's gonna be done by Wednesday.
No, but you're not. I'm not sure where you believe is going. I want to get your, specific opinion. From everything we're hearing, where do you think he ends up? I want to get that from you.
I realistically cannot say. I think a part of me who is trying to use common sense is saying that if the deal is as far as we are hearing, and it's a case of finalizing documents, and the only setback that we're having right now is due to the fact that it's the most expensive sale that they've done. Maybe it's a case where the only setback is that we're close to getting the player, but we just need to get the documents sorted. Oh, but at the same time, until these documents are finalized, Barcelona can get funds, and depending on how long it takes, because we know that players can be sold in 2 days. And if this documentation takes longer than 2 days, they can get those funds and make an offer. So that is what I am saying, that even though they can sign a player and not register him, he can still be their player, because Rafinha is not registered with La Liga. Christensen, Kessie, Lewandowski, players like that, they have not been registered. So part of me is saying that it's foregone, but at the same time, it's not foregone to the fact that if they make an offer, it would be to Chelsea because he's a Chelsea player, because that's not the case. I'm hopeful that he'll become a Chelsea player, but at the same time, Barcelona are still in the picture. And for me, I just cannot say that it's foregone because the documents have not been finalized. It's close to an agreement, but at the same time, the agreement is not done. Close to agreement doesn't mean that the agreement is close. Those are different.
Here's the thing. Again, let me go through these two things again, because it will help educate anybody that's watching, so they don't worry too much. Nothing is certain. Coming to Chelsea, you could also argue isn't certain. Him going to Barcelona, you could argue also isn't certain. So that's why do not believe anything you read. All the stuff you read out there, you're going to drive yourself to early grave if you do that. Just hold on, wait. He's not a Barcelona player. He's not a Chelsea player. He is still a Sevilla player. And if you go to their website, I believe you still see his picture there. And I'm going to try and do that myself and share with you so you calm down first. Everything you're seeing, those guys, they make money off of each click they get from the people who are seeking for, any information, to console themselves. Again, here's the thing. This one from Vince, I'm going to read it again for those of you who weren't here when we read that. And before I do that, I'm going to say thank you for 207 people watching. And again, we have 76 likes, just 24 more to get to 100. And remember, we're shooting for 300 likes today, and I know we can get there with all your support. Vince here says, Kounde has Barca as his first choice. And again, the way I reason, or the way we operate here on Chelsea Perspective, there's no way to confirm this. This part of his tweet. There's no way to confirm that. But Barcelona are yet to table a bid. If that move doesn't happen, it will be very difficult to continue blocking him from signing for Chelsea. The ball is now on the roof of the new camp. That's a different thing. And then this one here, from a reputable Barcelona source, says Sevilla say that FC Barcelona have not submitted any official offer for Jules Kounde, and he is still expected to join a Chelsea. So again, it is everywhere. We can't just jump to conclusions because we see 2-3 outlets saying it's 99% done. Who are they? Did you see again? If we start looking at all the things we heard from the stuff we heard from the Barcelona president, from the stuff we heard from all the outlets, all the reputable outlets, you'd swear that he's coming to Chelsea. So that's why I'm just saying, be careful what you read, be careful what you believe. Just put them all in a single bucket and call them speculations or rumors. You'd live longer if you don't do that.
Don't your eggs before they hatch.
Exactly. So there's no way to confirm that that's in fact the case. Josko said, I read that Barcelona cannot buy Kounde unless they sell the young. There's no way also to confirm that is the case. Again, a lot of stuff, is going on. There are lots of rumors out there, but I don't believe this at all. I know they have cash. If they're serious about buying the player, they will come for him. They will compete with us, but they being strategic with their spending because they're already in debt. But that doesn't mean they're broke. They just have to manage watch the way they spend to not compound the debt issues that they already have. He has all the right to delay after we went from promising to signing him to making delete and order our main targets. So let's be patient as he was with us. Here's the thing I want to ask you, Jafta Sikwa, is this. There's a chance that we've been talking with him. There's a chance us acting like we're no longer interested, and that there's no way to tell if in fact we stopped talking with his camp. There's a chance we didn't do that. That's a chance we continue talking with his camp. That's a chance we also told him we're just trying to get him, on a cheaper price, of which he wants to come to us. We really want him. There's a chance we told him, don't worry, we'll still get you, but we have to negotiate. We can't just give Sevilla whatever they're asking of us. It's that's why you just don't believe everything you see out there. But that's, by the way, I say we should punish Barca by denying them Marcos Alonso. Again, you could argue that's being petty, which is risky at the same time, because if we deny them Marcos Alonso, who we heard already that he wants to leave the club. So if we force him to stay, he has just a year left on his contract. Yeah. He lives on a free, and believe me, they'd be patient. They wait for him because I'm not sure they're signing him to be their starting left back.
Coach.
So if we try to force Alonso to stay, Coach, he stays and join them on a free. I will come to you in a bit. And Rodrigo here says, Viola, we heard that about Rafinha, and that's the truth. And he ended up going to Barcelona. I am afraid Jules, he's calling them Jules. That's the panic bus driver right there. Will be a cooler. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but here's the thing. We heard that about Rafinha too. And there's a chance we're being Rafinha. There's a chance it's all nonsense. But here's the thing here. I think people are mixing up Barcelona's debt situation with them being broke. They're not broke. They have money. Their assets is worth quite a lot of money. Again, this is something I've said a whole lot of times, like a trillion times here, a zillion times here. They sold 10% of their TV rights and got the 300 million plus. That's to show you how much the club is worth. So money isn't really the issue.
I'm sorry.
They're just trying to. Sorry?
I'm sorry, I have to say this. Rodrigo doesn't want Jules Kounde either, so he's going to push him going to Barcelona as well.
Oh, yeah, you're very, very, very correct.
Yeah, because he tweeted something to me. I said, why are you pushing Jules Kounde? He's not even better than Chalobah. He said that publicly. So he's going to be pushing Jules Kounde to Barcelona.
Yeah, so Rodrigo, so truthfully, I'm not going to, but this is a good statement though. But Rodrigo, I know you heard what Ty just said. You're gonna be siding with the Spanish media because you've argued before that Kounde isn't worth how much you were willing to pay for him. But that's, by the way, here's Fairboy saying if a club could negotiate to get a quality player on a cheap, why would you go for the most expensive options? Again, that's a good question. It depends on the situation. It depends on the situation, and there's no way to tell what's really going on behind the scenes. We speculate. We jump to conclusions based on what we hear out there. Even in most cases, we just judge from the information we get on a surface level without really analyzing what we hear and try to come to a sensible conclusion. That's what really concerns me. Again, I'm going to say this again. You cannot for certain say he's coming to Chelsea. You cannot for certain say he's going to Barcelona. Anything can still happen, and we said that yesterday. And we want people, don't hold your breath on saying he's coming to Chelsea. Yep, there's a lot of stuff out there pointing that it's more likely that he may well come to Chelsea, but there's no guarantee that anything can happen. So, but that's, by the way, and here it says we have a report from Gerard Romero saying 99% deal done to Barcelona. What's going on with these contradictions? Again, Ty, your thoughts on Gerard Romero? Were you the one that said on occasions that he's not to be trusted?
Yeah, that's true. And even Barcelona fans are saying that he's not reliable because he got a lot of things wrong in the past. He said that what was it? There's this player that they were linked with, and they didn't end up getting him. And Gerard Romero said that. Gerard Romero said that such and such player is coming to Barcelona. He will be wearing the beautiful colors of Barcelona. He'll be coming to Camp Nou, and he got it wrong. And the player laughed. he actually mentioned Gerard Romero and said that, oh yes, I know of this Spanish outlet who was saying that I'm going to be joining Barcelona, and was laughing at them, and the player ended up going to a team in France. So I mean, it's something that you have to take with a grain of salt. People say that he got Rafinha right, but I mean, he got the fee wrong for one, and he got the wages he was gonna get wrong as well. So he was guessing, and with the indication that Rafinha was hoping to see what happened, and Deco was hoping to see what Barcelona was doing. There was a good chance he was gonna end up at Barcelona. So that's a no-brainer. The difference right now is that we're hearing, and it's hearsay, that he wants to go to Barcelona. He's waiting at Barcelona. He's doing this, he's doing that. But we've not heard anything like that from any solid source saying that Jules Kounde is waiting on that. And
Did I lose your tie?
no, I just saw somebody say Fabrizio Romano just tweeted Kounde to Barcelona. So I just.
Go ahead, I'll check it. Just go ahead. Keep talking. I'll check it.
Yep. So if that is the case, then we've been modded.
So what did Fabrizio tweet?
I probably said Barcelona to Barcelona. Here we go.
Okay.
Maybe somebody trolling.
It's possible, but go ahead. I'm not seeing anything new. If it comes up, I'll let you know. Ty, go ahead with what you were saying.
Anyways, I don't see that either. Yeah, it's fake. It's fake. Good. It's fake. Okay, good. Okay. All right. So I was saying that based on that, it's different. I don't know if I'm the best person to talk to right now because I'm emotionally driven, and
I'm seeing that myself.
Yeah, because I'm trying to say things and my entire thoughts all over the place because right now I have Rafinha PTSD. I that is why over these past days I've been trying to be discreet about what I say because I don't want to say something and then at the end of the day he either ends up at Chelsea and he ends up going to Barcelona and for me right now I just cannot say he's going to Chelsea with great guarantee, and I think most people can say that as well because right now it's down to what Barcelona decide to do because they can, but we're hearing that they need to sell De Jong, and if De Jong wants to stay, then that's going to be a setback. And also they'd have to sell two players if De Jong is not the option. They want to sell Memphis Depay, and they also want to sell what's his name, Dest. And as well as some other players as well. So they try to do that. But right now,
I am very, very sorry. I think you need to read what I highlighted on the screen here.
That is not true. That is not true.
My, that's hilarious. It would not want to go to a Chelsea game with Types on CFC. As I think I might come out feeling depressed.
Nah, man. The only time I talk like this is when it comes on to transfers because transfers.
Yeah, I get it,
when it comes on to games, I'm completely different. Even if we're losing 4-0, I'm saying we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back. We're gonna end up winning 5-4.
Yeah, I get it, but it is hilarious though.
It's hilarious, man.
But that's, by the way, again, nothing has changed, and I think what Ty saw was a troll. And Ty is, you could say, his contributions this morning, this afternoon, morning for me, an afternoon probably still morning for Ty, an afternoon for those in the UK, Nigeria, most West African countries, and some other places. Again, Ty is emotionally driven. His contributions at this point is emotionally driven. For obvious reasons, and I don't blame him. Again, I want to say thank you for 219 people watching. You guys are absolute legends. I cannot thank you enough for the love and support, immense support that you showed this channel. We have 92 likes already, just 8 more to get to 100. We're shooting for 300 likes, and I know we can get there because of your support. You don't have to donate your hard-earned cash to the channel. You watching the videos, even when you're not talking in the chat, even by sharing the video on social media platforms where you have presence, just contributing that way, those things do go a long way, and I appreciate that. So thank you for all the love that you're showing this channel. I cannot thank you enough. All I can do is find better ways to give you more brilliant shows to enjoy, and we have a lot in the tank. And I'm going to still telling you that the sister channel will launch in about 3 weeks or so. The branding process is always complete, and on that channel we'll be covering global football again. We'll be covering football from a global perspective, or soccer if you prefer. So thank you for all the support. Again, here Ifaye Ajabo, my brother, says Kachila, my own brother, you are doing a great job. Keep it up. Thank you for the compliment, and thank you for the panelists who make me look good, who make the channel look good. It's not all about me. The contributions in the chat, and also you could argue always quite a lot to learn. Kounde loves London. We messed up, but we don't have a director. Let's just hope he will come. If he doesn't, life goes on. That's the truth, but there's no way to tell him he's chosen to go to Barcelona. There's no way to confirm all the things we're hearing, that they're all the truth, which is, at this point, I'd say they're all just rumors. I think I saw Barcelona is trying to play a trick on Chelsea so that we can lose interest, but we're not stupid enough. An entity as Chelsea, will know that those things. Boehly didn't become a billionaire by being stupid. He knows that's what is called a media campaign. You can use it to swear favor to your advantage and all that. But that's, by the way, again, Rara Ogbo, nice to see you again. He's talking, Ty, it is not black and white, as you put it. Chelsea, TT, are not new to selling and buying players. You must realize how big the change in ownership brought in terms of
nothing to do with
direction and policy. And
that's not because we were negotiating with him.
I believe that. This is my brother, DJ Saf. He says, happy. But Ty, again, it's not that simple. Also, no matter how we see it, it's not that simple. It's a complicated process. And I still do think it will come to us. Remember, there are points you talked about yesterday. The fact, was it Olympique de Marseille, right? Olympique Marseille, right? So was the club that sold them to Sevilla. Am I correct, Ty?
Sorry?
What club sold Jules Kounde to Sevilla?
I don't know how to pronounce the name. It's Broda Ducks. I don't know how to pronounce it.
What did you say? Oh, Gvadiol. Is it Gvadiol? Okay, so but the fact is they inserted a sell-on clause in the process, right?
They had to negotiate as well for the sell-on clause for the percentage of the sale.
Exactly, and you and DJ Saab, you both did mention that during the evening show yesterday, that they're still negotiating what that amounts to. You get my point? So that, it's Bordeaux. It's pronounced Bordeaux. I hope I'm correct. I don't want Just Viola jumping into it and trying to correct me in public. But you get my argument now. That may well be part of the delays, but you could argue that shouldn't delay the sale. They can actually negotiate that after the sale is complete. I'm not sure. And then again, also there's the argument from even one of a trusted Spanish media, which says the whole delay comes down to paperwork, which is this guy here, managing Barca. And they usually seem to be aligned with what Barca wants. So that's why I'm arguing, I don't think it's all done and dusted for all parties involved, or both parties that are seeking, to get the player to put pen to paper for them. But that's, by the way, again, I want to say thank you. Thank you for 218 people watching, and thank you for 104 likes. Again, if you're watching, please do take a second to go check out Ty Tuck's YouTube channel. Again, he loves football and he likes to talk football, especially from the perspective of Chelsea Football Club. You'd love his content. And if you don't understand what the anti-Glazers clause, which was inserted on the Chelsea contract for the sale of the club, you might want to go watch one of his best, videos. You will learn quite a lot from that. But then again, please be sure to subscribe to his channel and let him know I sent you. As the show progresses, I will get a chance to share the link to his channel with you guys. So again, I'm going to try to move on here to see if there's anything else to address in the comment. If not, Ty, I'm going to come back to you now, Ty. Let's talk about, and then we'll be monitoring whatever that's going on out there. Let's talk about Gvadiol. How old is he again?
Isn't he 19 or 20? I think it's probably 20 though.
And it's in the same bracket as Levi Colwill.
Yeah, and that is the indication that I was saying, okay, that's not good for Levi Colwill. And if he wants to leave, I can understand that, because you're signing somebody around the same age as him. That's not a good indication to him. That's not going to be a good sign to him, because you're signing up here. Not only are you signing, not only do you want to sign, well, that was the case, two centre backs that have the ability to play on the left, but somebody of the same age as him who has mistakes in him as well, because that's something that we need to discuss with Gvadiol. He's still young and he makes a lot of mistakes, and hence the reason
Yeah,
why
so that begs the question: why are we really bent on, getting? Why does it sound like we prefer Gvadiol over Levi Colwill? There, let's compare them. I'm going to try to get their statistics and compare them both. Again, I think probably because they say, go ahead, Ty, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I was listening to what you were saying.
Okay, Levi Colwill, let me check his age. It's 19, so that you could argue they're still both in the same age bracket if you want to argue that. While Gvadiol is 20, I think this situation is just a simple case of the fact that how do I phrase it? The grass is always greener on the other side, and I think we're undervaluing our own academy graduate because he played in the championship, and probably because Gvadiol is playing because he's playing for Leipzig. Does that make him a better player? Did you hear my question, Ty? I'm trying to see if I can find the statistics for each player so we can compare them. Go ahead.
Not necessarily. It doesn't make him a better player, because yes, he's in a club, but at the same time, he's been playing mostly as a left back since this season for RB Leipzig, because he continuously making mistakes. So to minimize that defensive performances that he has to do in terms of win the ball back in the center of the defense, they've tried to push him as a fullback, where he's able to run because he has pace. So he runs and he can cross the ball, but his distribution as a centre back is not always the greatest, because when you're a left back, you run on the left, you may drift a bit to the center of the pitch, but sometimes you focus on the left, and then you cross the ball from the left flank into the box, or you make a pass to one of your midfielders who's mostly or usually on a left center mid. So I think on that sense, they've tried to push him as a left back. So the work he has to do is really come back, try to help win the ball, make little tackles, make the ball go for a throw in and things like that. But as a centre back, he hasn't been playing much there for them, and plus they've had injury issues as well. And I think that is why they've gone for David Rayom, the Germany.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I think that's it, from Hoffenheim. So they're out of a left back right now. So there's two factors to it as well. So they're signing him, and they also have Gvadiol as well. So I think maybe that may open a space for Gvadiol to come to Chelsea if that's the case. We all hear that he wants to stay at RB Leipzig for one more year, but they're mostly using him as a left back. So if they sign a left back, unless they want to do a rotation thing, then maybe it's not feasible for them to really have both of them. While they still have that other left back who's still out with an injury until next season's October. So it depends on what they want to do. But Gvadiol, he's a good player, but I think his ball distribution is a bit off when he's playing, and we know that Tuchel loves to have his defenders, being a part of the game, and try to distribute the ball to the fullback, distribute the ball to midfielders, and sometimes create for by making those over the top passes into the box for attackers to try to finish. So it'd be important that he can do that. So I think maybe going for him when you have a Levi Colwill who has played as a left back on loan as well, has scored a couple of goals, important goals as well. That made them get little points here, try to help them get to playoffs as well. Playoffs final. So I think in that sense, it doesn't really make sense to do that, to really go for him whilst you have another player around the same age bracket that can also do that job and is also versatile, if you want to say that, in the same role as well. So I'm not really sure. And what I'm hearing now is that Tuchel wants only 2 centre backs rather, and not 3.
But here's what I wanted to be specific about, Ty. Now we're hearing that the club, if you say Kimpembe, I'm okay because he's older and more experienced. But if you're talking about Gvadiol, who's 20 and Colwilll is 19, it just doesn't make sense to me. And Colwilll, you could argue, played in an English championship, which is, you could argue, it's a tougher league. Yes, there's an argument that Bundesliga have more quality because it's a fourth division football and all of that. But in the championship, it's rough there. Especially as a defender, I know that. I think you'd say Colwell has done enough, to earn his place. I wouldn't advocate for us paying that much money. I'm going to check his transfer fee for Gvadiol while we'll have Colwell, who can execute that role quite well. But you haven't told me which do you prefer and why.
Gvadiol has mistakes in him, and so does Levi Colwill. The mistakes that Levi Colwill has made has been accidental ones where the playoff, the goal that let Nottingham Forest qualify was an own goal off his foot. But also,
and there's nothing he could do about that. And if it wasn't there, it would be free pass. It would be free pass for the opposition player.
It's like the own goal that Gary Cahill scored against Man City. It's quite similar to that one. So I think in that sense, it's not really much you can really blame him for, because he was trying to control the ball and get it all, and the ball bounced off his foot and then went into the back of the net, so he couldn't do anything. But what I admired about his performance after that was that his head never dropped. He didn't lose confidence. He was still working hard. He defended well because they had chances in the box after that, and he was clearing the ball, getting the ball out, and he was the best player in terms of the defense in the second half. So I think in that sense, that is an attitude that you like to see, and that is an indication that he has the right attitude. The thing is, when it comes on to Gvadiol and the fact that he has the pace and he's been utilized as a left back more, I don't really think it would make sense. If you want a left back, go for him then, because if he's playing most as a left back right now and he's still young, you develop him as a left back, and you take that centre back role off him because he's not good in terms of that. Or maybe if you do develop him and he develops his passing range a bit more, maybe you can try him as a centre back. But at the same time, this belief that he's not for sale is not true, because people keep saying that he's not for sale, but if Oriel Leipzig to keep saying that we're not willing to sell him, but if you offer this amount, he's for sale. You cannot say something's not for sale. And I keep saying this. You cannot say something's not for sale, but you put a price on it. If it's something that has no value, well, not value, if it doesn't have any price, then you don't put a price on it. So it's like you have something in your attic, and then somebody sees it, or you have it at a garage sale, and you have something around your neck, and somebody's asking you how much for that necklace you have, and you say it's not for sale, but if you give me this amount, I'll give it to you. It's for sale. The moment you put a price on something, it is up for sale. You cannot have something that is not for sale, but you put a price on it. So if they said no, he's not for sale, end of discussion, then he's not for sale. You cannot be saying he's not for sale, but if you give this amount of money, it can't be like that. So he is for sale.
Ty, I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you, but go ahead. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So in that sense, you cannot keep saying that he is not for sale, because he is. They keep putting a price on him, for the sole reason that.
Yeah, again, I get your argument. I'm going to share the stats in a bit, and I'm going to bring Bobby in a bit too. Again, that's it's going to be an interesting conversation today. If you're watching, thank you so much for 204 people watching, and again, 116 likes. We're getting there. We're almost halfway through our target. We're shooting for 300 likes by the end of the show. So if you haven't, take a second to like the video and also do subscribe to the channel. And if this is your first time here, welcome, and welcome to Chelsea Perspective. Express yourself as long as you keep it civil. Welcome here. And again, you don't have to donate your hard-earned cash to the channel. All you have to do is just be there in the chat, contribute, watch, even if you don't have time to contribute in the chat. That counts too. The more important thing is you being a part, watching, sharing the video on social media platforms where you have presence. Those things do go along with. So thank you. Thank you again for 120 likes. Please keep liking the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the love that you show to the channel. Here's why I'm laughing. Antonio says, blame Kuchila for being Rafinha because he's a Chelsea Lion. His foot walking in the background like Kounde is the Barca. Again, here's the thing. There's no way to confirm that Kounde is actually, twerking for Barcelona. It's all rumors at this point. Since we've heard from the Sevilla is denying that they have an agreement with Barcelona. And if that's the case, you hear that too at this point from somebody like Fabrizio Romano and all the strong outlets. And we've shown you what other outlets. So, but I want us, what other outlets are saying. But I want us to complete, once we're done talking about Gvadiol versus Levi Colwill, we will go back to the Jules Kounde discussion. But right now, Bobby, welcome. He says paperworks. At this rate, I think they carve it in stones so slow. Again, we don't know what's going on. I want to bring in Bobby to let us know. Bobby, I want to get your thoughts. And by the way, how are you doing? And welcome to the panel again.
Yeah, hi, Coach. Hi, guys. Unfortunately, I hope I can hang around for a while. I am on the move. But I thought I'll come in and just lend a voice to this unnecessary situation. I don't know why, we kind of react a bit too much sometimes. Somebody who, Gerard Romero, who is he? Who is he exactly? He's just putting out some propaganda, clearly some Spanish Barcelona affiliate. And everybody's jumping on it as if it's gospel. I know, the Rafinha thing has got everybody scared and nervous, but I really believe this is a totally different type of situation. It might be similar, but it's very, very different. And there is no reason to believe that after what we heard as far back as the early hours of this morning, it should suddenly just change like that. I just find that hard to believe. It doesn't even look realistic. And for Sevilla now themselves to say that nothing has come from Barcelona, it makes no sense. They're not going to sit there.
It doesn't.
They're not going to sit there, we've got this bid, we've got this money coming in from Chelsea, but because of our strange affiliation to Barcelona, we're going to be waiting for Barcelona. It's bullshit. Sorry, excuse my language. It doesn't make sense. It's nonsense. It's not. What is that? It makes no sense whatsoever. It's not impossible, but it makes no sense whatsoever. Jules Kounde himself, he's just waiting for people to tell him the deal is signed with whoever. And I don't blame him. And I think he should be left out of it because he's not part of it. So I think we just need to just be calm, watch and see what happens, wait for the final revelation of what's going on with this guy. Sevilla, I can't see what they have to gain from selling him to Barca. I see nothing there for them. They are a local rival. They are, why would they want to strengthen Barca? Economically, it's better. They get money from outside the country. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. For Kounde himself, people seem to think that he has some sort of grudge over being kept waiting and that. I don't think so. I think he's better off out of La Liga. I think he wants to leave La Liga. He's had his time there. Why continue in that same old system, where you can challenge yourself with the best, in my opinion? So I really am a wait and see guy right now on this one. And I've shut down from a lot of Chelsea transfers now because I think, Chelsea particularly is targeted by the rumor mongers, the reaction seekers, and so on. What I'm more interested in is Barcelona. I think our media needs to do more to address this financial malpractice. This is a club that I understand. Okay, now I think they've registered Christensen and Kessie, so I understand. I understand they have now purchased what's his name, Lewandowski. We know they bought Rafinha. We know they've sold now as much as 25% of their TV rights. They've mortgaged the name of their stadium from the new camp to some Spotify thing. So every income they're hustling to get, rather than service their debts, they've kicked these debts down the road and they're buying players. That is financial irresponsibility and a breach of financial fair play, if ever there was one. Why are they being allowed to get away with this? That's what I'm interested in. What is this about? Because I can assure you that if it was Chelsea behaving in this manner, this stream would be about Chelsea. The fan base alone would not allow the club to get away with it, not to mention the football authorities. But somehow people have become, maybe we've been desensitized by the irresponsibility of clubs like Barca and Madrid for so long that when they're behaving like this, people aren't alarmed. Now, I think the alarm should be raised because they are very good, like many big clubs, at using their media propaganda to achieve their aims. And they're using it very effectively. But I think because they're trying to tread on our toes, it's time we reciprocate it. And we need to bring this thing to light. What this club is doing, it's not as if we're going up with a club that is financially stable and has the economic capacity to do what they're doing. They don't. And yet we're tolerating it as if it's acceptable, and as if Chelsea did one inch of any of this, the whole media, the whole Chelsea fan base, and certainly the authorities will be after them. Why is Barcelona being allowed to get away with this? This is wrong. Even their fans should be concerned as to what they're doing. Their entire financial strategy is based on short-term success in order to hopefully somehow manage to get their way out of their debt situation that they're completely ignoring. Now, this term financial levers that I've never heard of before until Barcelona. And yes, okay, you can point to them selling their TV rights and getting sponsorship for their stadium. But the sudden appearance of these levers, where exactly is this money coming from? That should be the question.
Yes, that's a question. I'm not by any stretch of imagination a statistician, or how do I phrase it? I hope I got that word correct, or maybe an accountant. The thing is this: they're getting the money, and maybe a show or not. Yeah.
Well, this has been the narrative for too long.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is this: they're getting the money. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is this: Chelsea are getting the money. Roman Abramovich was sanctioned because of allegations as to where,
Bobby.
how,
Let's
and
not
who
take it
he
into
got his
politics.
money.
It's gonna.
No, this is
honestly.
not politics. This is FFP. This is the rules of UEFA.
No, but we're not here to
about.
talk FFP today. I have to be honest with you.
But it's an issue, Coach.
Yeah, we
This
will.
is the
I will
crux of
schedule
the
a show
matter.
for it. But question I have for you, Bobby, if you wanna, but I'll let you finish. I want to get you. Go ahead.
I think this is where the pushback should come from, because we're allowing ourselves to be doped by these people who I think their financial dealings are dubious, and I think they're laughing at the rules that have been put in place by UEFA.
No, honestly, I don't agree their financial dealings are dubious, because it's clear that there's clarity on where they're getting the money from. One thing is clear: they're in debt. That's for sure. And they're in debt doesn't mean they cannot sell their assets and make money. I think in most times it just sounds as if we're just bitter that they're able to still do business. And again, the truth,
you make money to service your debts, not to make money to spend more lavishly.
Well, even if they want to sell the players they have, if they're able to sell, if they're able to sell all their TV rights to still function as a club, that's their business. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I think I haven't actually at any time, exhausted or maybe just waste my energy in thinking how. I've asked that question: how are they making the money? And I've done my research. I found out they're selling their assets, which they have. They're entitled to do so. They have every right to sell their assets to make money, to facilitate their transfer activities. People do that
to make money, to sit in debts. That's
their business. That is not Chelsea's business. That's my argument. So
it's
Bobby,
our business when they're using that money to try and steal players away from us.
No, it's not. They're still their assets. They sold their assets to make money. If here's the thing, Bobby. Here's my argument. We shouldn't even be looking that far. It's not our business. I know we call them broker and all those names. But I'm not a lawyer by any stretch of imagination, but I think common sense, if you look at it, they're selling their assets. It's no different from an individual selling the house he or she owns, or selling the car he or she owns, to solve a problem that they feel is present to them. And that problem that is present to that individual might not be my business. It might be that they're selling it to sponsor a wedding, which if some individual will look at it and say, oh, what are you doing? But it's their business. They're selling their assets to sponsor a wedding, which they feel like is going to make them happier. That's it, or make them better. That's their business. So that's why I'm arguing we shouldn't even be concerned about how they're making their money. We should be concerned, what are we doing? We're not. My concern now is we shouldn't even let them get Kounde if in fact the things we're hearing are facts.
Anyway, the truth is they haven't even bid for Kounde. So.
Exactly. So we move on from them. But I know everything you talked about regarding, people just paying, sucking up to the Romero guy, whatever they say. I see somebody in the chat call him a comedian. You made a very, very powerful point there. We shouldn't just smoke everything he gives us because he's a Spanish. And I showed on the screen a reputable Spanish media saying that Sevilla haven't even heard from that guy. But that
Sevilla themselves have said it.
Exactly. No contact with Barcelona. So why are we even wasting our energy talking about it? So I know you're very passionate about the club. And it's easy for you to, I know who you are. That's why I already said it's going to be interesting, because you're not happy the way things are going. But that's, by the way, Bobby, if you don't mind, the question I want to ask you is this: do you think it makes business sense? Let's look at their statistics. This is Levi Colwill in the championship. He played 31 matches, scored 2 goals, assisted 1 goal. And here's Gvadiol. I hope you're paying attention. You're paying attention. Ty, are you there? And those in the chat also, I hope you're paying attention. Gvadiol for 2021, 2022 played 5 matches and scored 0 goals, 1 assist. And now I'm going to find out his transfer fee. So, Bobby, the question I want to ask you is this: does it make business sense?
I don't even think we're looking at Gvadiol. I don't know where that source has come from. I don't think we're looking at him.
But if but from what's out there, because everything we base our discussions are all based on speculations, because there's no way to confirm things we're seeing out there.
No, I'm skeptical about that story. I do have contacts, because of Kounde. I did what I didn't really want to do, and I got in touch with a contact I do have in Germany, who is very linked to both German and Spanish football and speaks both languages very, very well. And to be honest, if he saw anything about Gvadiol, he would have told me. There's nothing. So this
you say no need to worry ourselves, because it's kind of based from what from the things that if you look at things that are out there. But I get your argument. But if assuming it is the truth, does it make any sort of sense to you?
Not really. And didn't he just sign a new contract with Leipzig? Is it Leipzig he's with?
Leipzig.
Yeah, he just signed a new deal with them. He signed an extended deal with them for more money this summer. That's why it just doesn't fit. I just look at this as another red herring. It's meaningless.
Yeah. Again, let me take a look at what the poll says here. The poll asked the question: do you think Kounde will come to Chelsea? Nope. We've been Rafinha at 42% says. Yup, he is coming to us, 37%. That's a little less than the response we got yesterday from the poll. And 21% said, honestly, I do not care. And that is a 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again,
it's getting a little bit exhausting now, I have to say. It's boring.
It is boring. Indeed. It is indeed it is exhausting because we love the club. So it can be heartbreaking, to get the news that, a player we thought, we've signed, when we're hearing that he's signing for another club. It's everywhere. You don't know what to believe. And that's why, again, I'm going to repeat myself, especially for those of you who've just joined us. Just everything you hear out there, things you hear out there, group them, put them in a single bucket and label it speculations or rumors, if you prefer. Believe me, you'd be better off. Take some time, analyze everything you see there. You'll be able to tell that this doesn't sound right. It's everywhere. So again, it's not over yet. I can't say we've gotten him. I cannot also say Barcelona are out of the race. We said that yesterday, but I think I'd advise you to please calm down. Okay, don't just jump to conclusions based on what you're hearing. And I wanted to say something. If we have 480 people vote on this poll, and then we should have at least up to 200 likes now. But we have 133 likes, and I cannot thank you enough. And we still have 203 people watching. But please, if you haven't, do us a favor, take a second to like the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Those things do go along with. So thank you for all the support. I sincerely do appreciate that. I want to come back to the panel right now, and the question I want to ask is this, Ty. I want to start with you. It's looking more like our pursuit of Kimpembe has died down a bit too. Your thoughts on that, Ty?
The last time we said that our pursuit died down, we signed Colwilll. Yeah, and I mean, yes, it's a case where Kimpembe has said that he wants to stay at PSG, and Gilter, if that's how you pronounce the name, the new PSG manager also said that he has him in his plans. So it is a case where he is for sale. They said that we need to offer more for them to consider selling him. So that means that they're open to selling him. But I really don't know if it's probably similar to Koulibaly. But the last time we did say that we ended up signing Koulibaly, so maybe it's not done and dusted. But I probably we're just looking at other options, because we can't be just looking at one player and then it goes back and forth, back and forth. And yes, it's a case where Kimpembe is older. He would be a good competition for Levi Colwill, but at the same time, he does have he does make a lot of rash decisions and he does make a lot of mistakes. So it's these players have this reputation of making these mistakes in big games. And one thing about Kimpembe as well is that he'll make a mistake and he'll run back and try to resolve it. So that is a good positive with him. The thing is, he did have one of the best performances under Tuchel. Tuchel was the one that trusted him more. He got his debut before Tuchel came and everything, but Tuchel valued him, played him in the Champions League when he was younger than, and gave him that backing. And even when he made that mistake against Man United with the penalty knocks PSG out, Tuchel went to him, hugged him because he was crying and everything and everything. So I think maybe there is a connection there, because Tuchel was one of the managers that actually helped Kimpembe, but them having Pochettino at the time didn't really help his case, because Pochettino's allowing people. Well, the way that the team was set up, they were playing very high. They were conceding lots of goals. I would have made Kimpembe look worse than maybe he is. So I think in that sense, it's a case where maybe the club are looking at the fact that he has these mistakes in him, and PSG want this amount of money for him, and maybe they say that, is this feasible? Does it make sense? Is it the best financial decision to make on a player that in the past has caused his team certain progressions in specific competitions? So it depends on what the club is going to do, but I don't know. Maybe it's not closed final completely. But if what Tuchel said is true about only signing one more centre back, then you never know. Maybe he's opening the door to Levi Colwill
No,
actually
Tuchel
fight.
said at least one more. He didn't say only one more. He said at least one more.
There's at least one more. Is that after Koulibaly? I think. I don't know. What do you think, Bob? Ty, do you think one more after Koulibaly, or because I'm hearing overall he wants 3?
Yeah, but he said, I think he wants 3, but if he can't get 3, what is he gonna do? Put himself as a centre back? The fact of the matter is, yes, he did say at least, or rather, the word that he uses, minimum one more. So in that sense, yes, he wants 3, but if we can't get 3, there's not really much he can do. The only option that is really out there is if he still persists with going for that I think it's that French defender from Wolfsburg, maybe, but I'm not even sure, because I haven't really followed up. I think maybe he extended with Wolfsburg, but I'm not really sure. But if he goes for Kounde and Kounde comes to Chelsea, I do think that is the best thing to do is to just stick with those 2. But if he wants 3, what can I do? I can only just hope that if we do get 3, then it works out for him, because Koulibaly coming in adds leadership and experience. Kounde comes in, it brings competition to Chalaba as well, and it pushes Chalaba to fight even more. So it depends on what happens, though, because everything right now is 50-50, and there's nothing guaranteed. But it all depends on what these players decide to do, because we've seen what has happened when players don't end up coming to Chelsea in terms of a fee not being agreed, and we've benefited from it because in the case of Chalaba, Kounde didn't come, so he had a chance of playing more games maybe than probably would have been the case if Kounde had come and done good. But at the same time, it comes down to what the manager chooses, and if the manager wants three centre backs, then I mean, there's nothing fans can do, and there's nothing the fans can say, because you never know. People say that he wants to stick with the back. I don't really think that's really why he wants three centre backs. I think maybe the depth is an issue, and even though I was saying this yesterday, I don't know if it was yesterday, but yeah, I think it was yesterday, and Matt was saying that Christensen is not a good defender and everything, but we also need to replace him in terms of a slot that has been left, because we've replaced potentially Rudiger. Aspi, I think Kounde possibly, if he comes in, would be the replacement for Aspi, because he's more of a right centre back rather than a right wing back, and that's the position that Kounde can occupy, and the position he can play in. So I think in that sense, you still need to replace somebody like a Christensen, whether or not people think he's a good defender. He did add a lot of value, and I mean, as you always said, Joe's perspective, it's a case where he has been the most ideal option, and he has been he probably would have been the best replacement for Silva, because we've seen what he's done when he came on for Silva on 3 occasions. So it depends on what happens. But I do think
just quickly, this Salman Saud comment on the screen that says Kounde wanted Barca, because if he wanted Chelsea, he wouldn't go to Portugal for preseason. I know you alluded to this, excuse that he went to he went on preseason with the Sevilla camp to Portugal because he wanted to delay the whole process to give Barca the opportunity, to put in a bid. I want you to address that based on what you explained yesterday.
Yeah, and I can understand what people were thinking now, but at the same time, that people tend to forget that he had an injury, he had a surgery. There is a recovery time after a surgery. There was reports saying that it was a minimal injury, and it was a minimal surgery rather, and he just needs he has to be he can do a lot of physical work in terms of running and doing things like that for 3 weeks. 3 weeks has passed since that surgery, and in order for him to really have some level of sharpness, he has to have some level of training. So him going to Portugal with the club that he's still at this point is still their player. There's nothing wrong with that, because he has to improve, and plus and he's been doing individual training. He's been there. He does participate in the group training, but he's training on his own, and that tends to happen when players are coming back. They go through individual training, so at least if they're training and somebody makes a tackle or anything like that happens, nothing happens. So it reduces the risk. So him going to Portugal, although Gerard Romero was trying to push that narrative, I don't really believe him, because he got the transportation wrong. He said they were going to travel by a plane, but indeed they travel by a bus. So I really don't know what to believe. So it depends on what you want to believe. But him going to Portugal doesn't indicate anything. And plus, if he was going to go to Barcelona, why would you leave Spain when they have training facilities that you can even use? So I don't think that if he was going to go to Barcelona, or he can go, but I mean, if it was a case where he's waiting for them, I don't think he would have gone to Portugal, having to do that and then have to head back hours, compared to him going to Portugal, being closer to the airport that has good connections to London, which is where Chelsea's based. It seems like a more indication that this is an assumption, but they have medical facilities, or you can do medicals in Portugal, and then you can go to an airport, complete the first part and go to London to complete the second part and then sign. So all these indications doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to Barcelona, because if he was going to go there, I don't think he would have left Spain, where Barcelona is, just to have to go back there after. It makes no sense for him to do that. But I guess people are nervous. They're panicky. So if they see certain things, they'll be, and they're second guessing themselves. So they'll say that this happening right now will make them wonder: is he waiting for them actually? Is this a case where he's using this to give them more time? And for me, I really don't know, because if Sevilla set a deadline, it doesn't matter what tactic Barcelona try to do. They have to meet that deadline. And I mean, if they go against what they told us with in terms of a deadline happening for us last summer, but there's a deadline, and if we don't do anything before that deadline, he's not leaving, then I mean they're going against your word. So it depends on what happens. But I mean, right now, I think Bobby was saying as well, it would not make sense for them to strengthen a team that they're trying to compete with. It's not like Sevilla are a team like that are at the bottom of the La Liga table every year. They're trying to get Europe Champions League eventually. They do compete in the Europa League, and they have competed in Champions League, because they do have a record of win the Europa League and everything. So in terms of that, it's a case where you have to look at it. I mean, people will have these second thoughts that maybe he's doing this to favor Barcelona. But for me, I don't think it makes sense for him to go to Portugal and then have to come back to Spain, when he could have stayed in Spain, where they also have medical facilities where he can complete your physical, medical, and things like that, and then goes to the Barcelona headquarters and does what needs to be done.
Bobby, this is just DJ saying hello to you. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom so that whatever we're reading will be aligned to the topic we're talking about at this point.
Yeah, big up, DJ.
Chat. Sorry?
No, I was saying big up, DJ.
Yeah. Again, Bobby, anything else you want to add to that particular topic?
No, I think Ty has completely answered it. We can't be jumping onto any and every single false claim that's out there. What Ty has said is absolute sense, and I'm sure that is 100% what is happening. These guys are professionals. He's on a rehabilitation program since he was injured, so it makes sense for him to continue training while he's waiting for his transfer to be sorted. And also bear in mind, last season, when he stopped everything and was packing his bags to come to Chelsea, the landscape of his transfer changed. So this time, he's not letting that happen. He's just going on business as usual until he finds out any different. I don't blame him. I think the next few hours should be revealing if it is true that Chelsea submitted the papers, which is what I am more likely to believe. And Sevilla is now reviewing the papers to see that what they agreed to is actually in writing. We should expect a formal agreement soon. All these other smoke screens and dramas and this what's his name, Romero guy, and it just doesn't sound realistic. It's the whole clickbaity sort of thing. It doesn't sound realistic at all. You can't. I mean, how long have they been negotiating with Chelsea that they should suddenly just stop that negotiation and look at this? Unless Barca has offered them some money that is out of this world. Okay, but it's not realistic at the moment.
I think it's everywhere, and let me just try the best I can to keep up with the chat, so I'm not far too behind again. Joy the Boy says, "Big up all." Now, he's saying, couldn't they come into Chelsea? Really think about it. Barca couldn't come up with an agreement in a night. Everyone saying it's a false info again. I wouldn't, see the fact that I wouldn't agree that they cannot come up with an agreement in the night. They did that in the Rafinha case, but that doesn't mean they've done so at this point. That's by the way. And here is Lawler saying, well, coach, it seems that everything is coming to an end. Elaborate. I want to know. I know you're a Barca fan, and you know I love seeing you here. And again, you're a big supporter of the channel, and I appreciate all your support. But I really do want you to elaborate, and I appreciate all your unbiased opinion. Sadiq Islam, we're first for delete, but started with a swap nonsense, too much messing. Again, I don't know if that was in fact the truth. There's no way to confirm if we wanted a player plus cash exchange. But in the end, I can't say I must say I'm not happy that we've given he ended up becoming a Barca player, but that's by the way. Okay, we'll see what happens. And says no, Chelsea betting more, nearly double. Okay, we'll see what happens. We're paying him nearly double what Barcelona are willing to pay him. Okay, I want us to look at this, and this is from Chelsea transfer. You could argue they're a bit biased, and again, I have no proof of that. But before I continue, we have 196 people watching, and we have 146 likes. We're nearly halfway our target. Our target today is to get to 300 likes, and we're getting there. And believe me, with you, I know we can get there. With your support, we can get there as soon as possible. So if you haven't, please take a second to like the video, and also do subscribe to your channel, to the channel also if you haven't. And remember, I told you this: you don't have to donate your hard-earned cash for us to read your comments. As much as that is, if we have time, if we find your comment or your contribution in the chat aligned to what we're talking about, or if it is something important, or if something that is how else do I phrase it, then let me just say we'll read it, because we'll try to be as inclusive as possible here. Again, thank you so much for all the support. Please keep liking the video. Here, what else? I was going to read something here. I think I've read that one here. He says he's coming to Barca. Claim false. Sevilla had no contact with Barca at all. Kounde will be a Chelsea player next a few hours. I've heard last bit of paperwork to sign off, then be official. We've heard that too. We messed up big time. Kounde was someone we should have gone for first. Since again, we've been talking with him. We can't just give Sevilla whatever they're asking for, because, yeah, the truth is we're desperate, and they know we're desperate, but that doesn't mean that we should act desperately. But that's, by the way, the Barca puppet journalists begin their little articles with, like it or not, they want us eat up all the nonsense they spew. That's the truth. He just puts it out there, and we take it and smoke it, and that's something that I don't like seeing at all. But that's, by the way, here says Barca won't pay him just a bit more as Sevilla paid. Chelsea doubled that. So that's why it's important I like what you did here. That's why it's important for you to always take your time, go through all the information you're looking at out there, put two and two together, look how they contrast or how they contradict each other, something like that, then you'll be able to tell whether to believe it or not. But that's, by the way, and this one says, that's from Gov1905. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well. Who says we haven't, again, keep faith overall. That's what I want to say. From Sevilla, they are sure that there are no more mysteries in Operation Kounde. Authorized sources of Sevilla affirm to Marca that Barcelona has not presented them with any offer for the player, nor has it altered in any way its intention to reactivate the operation. Again, maybe this guy's used a translator. That's why it sounded quirky, if you want to say it that way. And this is Fabrizio Romano, by the way. Let me go to his Twitter page, and this is what he has pinned.
Here we go. Imminent.
Sorry, Ty,
Wait,
you said something.
Is that pinned to no? Or is that pinned to no?
Yeah, it's still pinned, yeah.
Oh, so that means he's gonna give an update then.
Yeah, this is Fabrizio Romano's pinned tweet. I know he doesn't joke with it. He doesn't play around with his reputation, which is very important because if you miss it too many times, it hits you hard. He says Chelsea have sent paperwork to Sevilla for Kounde's deal during the night, pushing to get it over the line. Details after he says details after bid on Wednesday. 55 million deal, 5-year contract. Chelsea still waiting for Sevilla's final approval to avoid new attempts from Barcelona. As much as this doesn't say he's already coming to Chelsea, this also from this part of
He
the
said
whole thing
that last night. That's what he said. That's his last
yeah.
tweet last night.
But we haven't seen any subsequent updates. But go ahead, Bobby. You were saying something.
I think, you know, as we're all saying, basically, we're all saying the same thing. Somebody has woken up this morning to try and create drama. Everybody's waiting. I don't believe Barcelona officials woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and started talking to Sevilla officials at 3 a.m. I don't believe it at all. Makes no sense. That's not how business is done. People still want their own time, their family time, their time to sleep, you know, so that's rubbish. Now, in the early hours of the morning, this morning, did they do this? I have my major doubts. It's what is more likely is that Sevilla is looking through the paperwork that they were sent by Chelsea.
Given this part of this tweet, right?
Yeah, that's all. And then they will then, you know, everything has its structures, has its sign-offs. It has to go through the relevant people to approve, and then the deal is done. So all these things are just dramas. It's unnecessary propaganda, mischief. If they this morning, about an hour or so ago, said they had no contact from Barcelona and it's coming from their website, that I would rather believe than some Lone Ranger out there who's clearly a Barca fan and is just putting out things and enjoying the drama it's causing amongst nervous Chelsea fans. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. Again, this part explains what Bobby just said, which means they're just going through the paperwork, waiting for final approval, which means they've agreed on the fee that Chelsea is offering, but they have to go through the paper to ensure that there's no any measure of misrepresentation, because that will cause a lot of issue. But then again, we have to be objective here. This part still says, again, according to Fabrizio Romano, he's no Chelsea, by the way. He's not part of our contingent or camp. We must say that. It says Chelsea is still waiting for Sevilla's final approval to avoid new attempts from Barcelona. New attempts sounds like Barca has made or has attempted previously, you know, to hijack the deal or maybe to try to sign the player. But that's, by the way, I hope you get my argument right there. Again, I want to say thank you to 154 likes. We're beyond halfway. Our target today is to reach 300 likes. We're getting there, and we have 214 people watching. So if you haven't, please take a second to like the video and also do subscribe to the channel. Let me try to catch up on the chat, and then I'll come back to the panel again. I've read this one. Kounde has agreed to come to Chelsea, and he's signing in a few hours. Let us know. I want to know your source. Please update us. Yeah, and the tweet is old. The tweet is old. There's no update, and the only update we've seen are from some non-trusted sources, which is say always promoting. They are aligned to Barcelona's interest.
He did change it on YouTube.
Sorry?
He said something on YouTube last night, and he also tweeted something.
Update us. What did he say?
16 hours ago. He said about the paperwork, and then after that he'll be here we go. So that's what he said. So that
and he's tweeting something right now, and he's not even mentioning Kounde. So the whole process is still being sorted out. You know, I more believe the fact that the paperwork is being looked at. it's Saturday morning. People don't work 24/7. It's being looked at. Their lawyers have to look at it, and then it has to go to the relevant sign-off. So it's going to take even if it's done urgently, it's going to take a few hours at least. So to me, the credibility of that Romario guy is suspect at best.
Romero, right?
Yeah.
Is it I think that's how it's pronounced. I'm not sure.
I mean, I'm watching Fabrizio now. He posted on Twitter 24 minutes ago. He hasn't mentioned Kounde once. And that tells me he doesn't change from what he said last night.
Yep. Again, let me try and catch up with the chat again. Here it says, this deal changes every... Excuse me. This deal changes every hour. I guess you have every right to argue that given the way it's going. And Triple is asking, time confirmed, time and source. I think if you're talking about the tweet, it was yesterday. Yep, July 22nd. It was yesterday.
I think maybe it's the one about the person who said something about it's done. He's coming to Chelsea in a few hours. Maybe that is what he said.
He's talking. Okay, not about the tweet. Okay, here, yes, precisely states has changed. Sevilla hasn't denied Barca rumors because it is true. Believe me. Okay, if you argue that every day new news, my head hurts. It's not easy. It's not easy. Yes, I just checked Fab's Twitter account. No update yet. Again, he's one of the most trusted sources. How he does it, I don't know. Some say he waits for the topping. Maybe that's the best thing to do. Maybe if he's sure it's confirmed, it's going to happen, then he says something. So, are you a Barcelona fan? That's a chance. He sounds like one. There are no new updates. Pacman SA, the Chelsea offer is being processed by Sevilla. I'm assuming, again, that's the only thing we think is the most viable, scenario right now. I don't think I have ever seen a transfer in Chelsea history. We are fans are so worried about player joining us. Remember, we're Chelsea FC, a big, Chelsea FC, a big club as well. We can bring all the players if need be. Again, for obvious reasons, we're concerned about this one, and because I don't know how else to phrase it, but this is a good comment from DJ. By the way, be patient. The truth remains, even if we miss out on Jules Kounde, there are other players to look at, some of which you could argue are even better players. And we still have Trevor Chalobah, who plays in the same position as Jules Kounde. Maybe it will not look like as if we made a mistake to let some players go. Or we made a mistake to have forfeited our pursuit of delete or something like that. But be calm, okay? I think we will be all right.
Depth?
Sorry?
What about depth?
Depth is important. But at least sometimes we can't kill ourselves if what we're looking for doesn't happen. But that's not me saying
we have Chalobah, so what about depth?
That's what I'm saying. We can't kill ourselves. We'll still find other players to sign and ensure that we have depth. That's what you want to hear from me. We need to play Barca again. I'd like to see that happen. It will be a feisty game. Indeed, because they have a player in Andres Christensen who wants to show us that he's good enough that we should have given him what he was asking us. And then our players will feel like we need to win them, and our coach and our club and our fans knows we need to beat the heck out of them.
He's going to have stomach problems. He's going to say that I can't play against Chelsea. I have too much connection to them. He's going to have stomach problems. He's going to be too nervous.
Possibly. If that happens, then it will be confirmed indeed that he doesn't have the spine. Gov 1905 says it's all wind up from Lafalo, I can't pronounce that, and their press office and the numpty Twitter ones that second guess what's going on. Let's stop believing them. I believe we're getting Kounde. I do believe that too. But nothing is guaranteed. Again, I'm going to scroll to the very bottom, and I will come back to the panel. Sorry if I missed any of your important contributions in the chat. But that's, by the way, says, please respect Chelsea. Not even us knew what could happen. That's the truth. Guys, let's be realistic. Things can change in the transfer market, especially during the window. It can. Islam, cool. Now, coming back to the panel, Ty, I wanted to share something. I'm not sure I understand what it means because the translation, when you use Google Translator, it can be quirky. This is what the original tweet here, and this is a translation. Help me if you understand it better. I'd appreciate you helping me out. It says, "It is fantastic for Barca to extend the Kounde soap opera for a few more hours." Okay, this one here makes sense. So that's a chance Barcelona are the ones pushing the, engineering and pushing the narratives that they've already agreed terms with the player. That's a chance they're doing that because it's coming up from a journalist or maybe a Twitter journalist at best that some Chelsea fans and some people out there are calling Barcelona mouthpiece. So it makes sense. There's a chance they're intentionally just making it look like, they want to sign the player to seeing if we'll pull out of the deal so they can get the player. But I want to get your thoughts on this first part of this tweet there, Ty.
It is fantastic for Barca to extend this in a few hours.
Yeah, he specifically called it a soap opera.
Yeah, because soap operas, depending on which one, because I watch lots of African soap operas, and there's always these unexpected moments that happen, and they always have this one music sound that always comes up, and you have this unexpected thing. But I mean, yes, it could be that's what they want because they said that okay, but at the same time, I don't think shows you that stupid. Because, and I don't want to say this because the exact same thing with Rafinha. Right now, we've made the bid that has been accepted, and they have to outbid us. It was this exact same thing with the Rafinha thing. We made the bid, it was accepted, and they have to try and do something and try to outbid us. The only thing that we're hearing, if what we're hearing is true, is that they cannot register anymore, or rather they can't sign him because they're struggling to register players. So if that is the case, then I'm not really sure about how strong their pursuit is. Well, maybe they'll say that okay, if Chelsea pulls out, that gives us a couple more weeks possibly before we get the lever or lever. I call it leveler, but it's lever, the third lever. That's going to allow them to register players because that lever it tends to be the one that they're looking at to help them register players as well. I think they use the second one to probably try to get two other players over the line, and then the third one is to allow them to register players. That is if De Jong, which looks like he wants to stay because he wants to get the money that they owe him. If he doesn't want to leave, then maybe he stays, and then eventually they use that third lever and try to secure the surprise. Right now, I mean, it's the terminology of a soap opera. It's interesting that's it, because I mean they're trying to do that. They're trying to get Chelsea to be nervous and have this anxiety, but right now it's pointless, man. It's pointless.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Finally, we have an update from Fabrizio Romano, I think about a minute ago or 2 minutes now. 5:30, around 3 minutes ago. But before we look at it, I'd like to bring in IBZ. I totally forgot he joined us because he joined us and went away. Let me just quickly catch up with the chat and I'll come back with him. He's maybe comparing the deals, including House Sevilla. Yeah, just 1 second. I'm coming, Ty. This maybe House Sevilla is the one who is gaining the most out of this soap opera. That may well be the case. Fabrizio Romano tweet now about Sevilla denied fake announcement FC agreement. Yep. Boom. Again, Kounde to Barcelona. Okay, that's a Barcelona fan, but it's okay. New tweet from Romano. Yep. Thank you for. We brought this onto ourselves. Chelsea had lots of time to have completed this deal a long time ago. It's not that simple. It's not that simple. You must know that. What did they say? We'll bring up that in a bit. Kimpembe and one natural striker is enough for you. I understand that. Let's forget about that guy and focus on something else. Again, guys, y'all have to realize this, how the transfer windows have always been. But for some reason, this seemed a bit different for all of us. I think Kounde will come to Chelsea. I hope he does. And thank you for saying that. Chelsea really needs a striker after Kounde. I don't think we need a striker while we still have Broya at the club. Fabrizio just twisted. I think we'll address that in a bit. Thank you very much, Just Viola. Yes, I've seen that. Thank you very much for that. IBZ, coming to you. Your thoughts on this whole Kounde conundrum. But before IBZ comes in, we have 173 likes. Thank you so much. And we still have 264 people watching. We need just 27 more likes to get to 200 likes. Remember, we're shooting for 300 likes, and I know we can get there. So keep liking the video, and also please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. So IBZ, tell us how you feel about this soap opera, indeed, as this as Paco Rico, called it.
Soap opera, indeed. I don't like it. Now you already know my stance. You know what I mean? It's a soap opera. It's looking. It just seems so. It seems like the reports you're telling us is a repeat of the reports that was last year, and the reports that was at the beginning of the transfer window, and the reports. It seems like it's just refined. It's just like recycled reports from different journalists. It's the same thing. Agreement. When is the medical? When is the unveiling? That's what we need to know. I don't care about no agreement. I don't care if you've agreed over dinner and had drinks as well. Where's the player that's supposed to be coming here, Stamford Bridge, unveiling? We got a game in 2 weeks. What are we doing with our lives? So it's got.
And what the heck did they? If this ends up, if the player ends up going to Barcelona, which I can't say, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. What the heck did they discuss during the meeting?
No. If he goes to Barcelona, it's the testament as to not having the right people in place, experienced people in place for you to close down assets and secure a deal very quickly. In Peter Cech and Marino, you had that. You didn't. Now you removed them, so you want to be the interim sporting director because you're the Oga. Fine, but you understand that this business that you're in is a very treacherous business. This transfer window. If you ain't got the best in class doing the deals for you, you're gonna look like a mugu, and that's exactly what we're looking like. An absolute mugu. How are you telling me Jules Kounde is taking this long to come and sign, still delivered? And I say it again. Who in B? Who in beef that we can't sign him? Who are you, bro? You just play for Sevilla. You don't even play for Madrid or Barcelona or City or United. You just play for Sevilla. It's only Sevilla. So what bid can't be? What bid can you not submit for them to accept for us to get the player where he is? Who are Barcelona? Go Barcelona. I don't want this this soccer over one player, and it just goes to show that we are lacking. And we need to get the right people in place to close deals down before we're in trouble, before we're in big trouble. Because if it can happen to Kounde, it can happen to anyone else. It can happen to Rafinha, it can happen to anyone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is absolutely.
Can you?
Yeah, go ahead, Bobby.
That's the thing.
This is so disingenuous, and a total disregard to the circumstances Chelsea find themselves in. Now, I cannot and will not blame the Boehly regime for what is going on with Kounde at all.
I'm not blaming. I'm not blaming.
No, IBC, let him finish. We understand your point. Let him finish. No worries.
Neither am I getting on this Marina propaganda. I'm not doing it. They had to get rid of these people. There were fundamental flaws and reasons behind why they did it. And why people all of a sudden think this person, who notoriously could not close deals in time, is suddenly going to be able to act extra quickly over these deals is beyond me. I don't get that level.
Here's why that is possible, Bobby. Here's why that is possible.
I'm dealing with what I know of this woman. She doesn't close deals. That's a reality.
All right, I think what we're going to do here.
Let me just.
We're not going to make this a Marina.
No, I'm definitely not. This is not about.
We have to move on from that.
No,
we have an update from Fabrizio, and I'd like us to look at it.
Coach, this ain't a Marina thing. Whoever, be it whoever, You had personnel who were experienced in the job at hand. You remove them, and now you do not have the experience of the personnel at hand. So the job which requires you to acquire the assets you need will be hindered because you do not have the people to close down these deals. I don't care if Marina failed 5 deals and got 10 deals.
He's not had the opportunity to put the right people in. He had to get.
Let's move on from that. Let's move on from that topic. Here's the thing, IBZ, I get your argument. You think the reason why this thing is happening the way it is because he let some people that would have made it easier leave.
We have to eat the food that we've made now, and this is it. We don't have the best in class to secure the club. We don't have a sporting director DOF. Our head coach is now hybrid DOF. So this is the pill we'll swallow. So yes, we're going to miss out on deals. This is it. That's it. So yeah, we pray for better days.
Yep. Again, that's again. You have every right to your argument, and Bobby does too. And I get where you both are coming from. I'm going to try and catch up with the chat, and we will look at Fabrizio Romano's updates. And here it says, Ada Kimpembe again. I think with Chico the Christian says, why the hell do Chelsea had to let Rudiger go? I think we're not going to talk about that one right now. If Fab has tagged Romero, that's a good chance that it might be the truth. And he tagged him. But that's whatever he's saying now just debunks everything Romero, because Romero is saying there's already an agreement in place. So tagging him doesn't mean, it's the truth. Coachella, did you get to any games made in America? I did. I went to the Club America versus Chelsea game. I was in the stadium there. Kounde's topic is on fire. It is because everybody wants him to come to the club, and most of us thought he'd be coming already. Yep, we've seen that. Thank you very much, Liam Lane. I'm going to move to the very bottom of this, and then we'll switch to Fabrizio's update. We will look at it and be objective about it. Who's Kounde? Good question. One you should answer by yourself. D. Stubborn, I don't want to destroy your dreams, but why isn't Kounde in London yet? Just a question. I don't know. There are a whole lot of speculations. The other day, the argument was that he should be in London for his medical, but he's not in London. Rather, he went to Portugal. So there's a valid argument that he's probably not to given Barca time to see if they can match Chelsea's bid and all that.
He's not in London because the deal isn't agreed yet between the clubs. It's a simple.
Okay, so you have your answer on that one, Laura, and it's an answer that makes sense. He wouldn't come to London until the deal is agreed and signed. Then next thing you say, the only thing that's left will follow will be his medicals. So that makes sense right now.
Harrods, though. You might want to go Harrods. You might want to go Selfridges.
Yeah, let me see. Romano, Romero, and Matlaw brown envelope merchants don't like the rats. Again, you could say that. Did anyone see Rudiger tackle on Hazard yesterday? I did not, and I don't want to see it. That's the cup of tea. Let them drink it all. I don't want a sip of it. Now, let's go straight to the update because I'm going to try for us to round off as soon as possible. I have another show that we engineer for for Travis and Helgi. Okay, here's the first update here from Fabrizio Romano, and that's about 14 minutes ago. He says, Jules Kounde, while Sevilla sources deny any agreement with FC Barcelona as negotiations are only with Chelsea, Barcelona are preparing an official bid to try and hijack the deal. As per his quoting Romero reports, Chelsea is still waiting for Sevilla's Jules a green light. So the player himself hasn't given the green light. The club hasn't given the green light since Thursday. Now, I think this is a contrast. This contrasts what he says before. What he says is just not really. It doesn't contrast. It's not contrast to it because what he said, paperworks are over. That Sevilla has the paperworks. They're working on it, but this waiting for green light seems like okay. It's not all green, all as straightforward as we thought it was before. We have to be truthful about that. And the other one I want us to look at is this one here. Here's him again. More points on Kounde. Kounde has always been in talks with both Chelsea and Barcelona in the last 2 weeks. Barcelona proposal wouldn't match Chelsea conditions, too high different structures. Chelsea sent official bid 3 days ago, still hoping to for Sevilla's green light. Again, it looks like in terms of the pay, we're offering the player, and also the structure of our deal is better. Maybe we're probably offering to pay more money. And Barcelona's, I think their hope is to get the player to push for the move, which won't make any difference because the club will always, sell the player to the buying club that offers more money. Bobby, I want to get your thoughts on what we're looking at on the screen.
Well, it's all very repetitious. The only thing I'll accept is if the player and the club don't agree with Chelsea, then fine. We know where we are. We know it's not happening. But they're just talking backwards and forwards because I'm not sure they know what's happening. 1 minute you're saying that they are considering and they're discussing with Chelsea. The next minute you're saying that they are, not you, I mean, Romaro.
No, I get your point. Yeah.
They're saying that there's no agreement. So, okay, we assume there's no agreement and that, okay, if there is no agreement by the end of the weekend or latest by Monday morning, then we can assume there won't be an agreement and that they're just waiting, like with the Rafinha deal, for Barca to put down some money. The danger with that for them, and what I would do if I was Chelsea, was if Barcelona, I would start looking elsewhere very, very seriously. And if I find something more suitable, and if Barcelona put down money that is not as much as what Chelsea is offering, I will walk away completely. Let him go to Barcelona for a cheaper deal all round. That is what I would do.
My brother
What
Bobby,
they do is
you're correct.
I will look for somebody else this weekend, start pursuing that person, and if the Barcelona deal is not better than what Chelsea is offering, and they are still going to entertain that, I'll walk away. Let them have him for less money. That's their loss.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying, yeah, I don't want him anymore. I don't care if he's agreed today. I don't care if he's flying to London in 15 minutes. I don't want him anymore. I'm done.
Yeah, we need to start giving some deadlines of our own. If we've come this far,
let's pull out. Let's just pull out. He can go Barca. Go there.
Let's not put because it's still. But if he's come this far, and by Monday we haven't still got an agreement, then we have to make our own deadlines. Say we give you 24 hours to tell us what you're doing, or we're gone.
God bless you.
And that way, if we're out of the way, Barca will never offer what we're offering. They're going to lose money. So we're still in a very strong position. It's just that, where the only thing that will usurp that position is if Barca offer them far more money, both to the player and to the club, particularly the club, than Chelsea. Now, the question is, are they stupid enough to do that? If they are, fine. Great. If they're not, we threaten them, either sort this thing out or we're gone. And that means they're going to lose money, in my opinion. We don't need to be taking this nonsense.
At all.
Yeah, and I have an update before I'll let you come in, IBC. I have an update from DJ side that I want to share. Again, some are saying they're pulling up an ace for us, but I think we're playing it smart too. Again, we're asking for Chelsea. They say Chelsea won around 26 million for both Azpilicueta and Alonso. I think that's good. They have quite a lot to spend to be able to meet the transfer targets. Again, but that's, by the way, some are saying they're pulling an ace on us, trying to steal the Kounde deal from us. But I think we're playing it smart too. Again, I don't know how else to phrase it, but IBC, you wanted to say something? You go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, just covering what Bobby said. Yeah, I've washed my hands off the deal from probably last week, 2 weeks ago. I don't believe, and I still don't believe, no football player in this planet, unless you're generational, like a Messi, Ronaldo, that type of, you're not worth you're not worth a whole summer of of saga, or what are you doing with your future? I don't think any do you know how many footballers are playing on this planet, in Europe, in America, in Asia, and we're now focused on one guy twerking, waiting for another team to pull his offer, whether he's deciding what's the best offer for him. Like, I ain't got time for it. And the season is rapidly approaching. I need to find other targets that will play his position, probably do a better job, and move on. I'm so sorry. This one we cannot be twerking over. Barcelona came in. Now Barcelona's coming. Now we have to wait for them. Like, when did this one begin? You know? So now I'm at the point where Jules Kounde, later, mate. See you later. Because if you really wanted to sign for Chelsea, you would have made that obvious by yourself. Nobody would have held you hostage if you said, "Oh, I'm keeping my mouth shut." No one would have held you hostage if you said, "I want to join Chelsea. I want to play Premier League." No one would have chat rubbish to you. But because you are not, you are just, it's almost like, I believe they're just waiting for obviously, yeah, do what's best for you. You know what I mean? Like, do what's best for you, innit? Get the best deal that you could do to sort yourself out, your family out. But like, if you're not opening your mouth to say, "Yo, I want to play here, I want to play there," you're part of the problem that's brewing. You know what I'm trying to say to you? Come on, man. There's fans waiting for you. There's players waiting. Everyone's waiting for you. Make the decision yourself so you can steer the direction of your own destiny. Rafinha did it. He didn't lie. We were pissed off because obviously, sorry my French, we were annoyed because obviously he wanted Barcelona over us. But there was a person that told you what he wanted, and now he's got what he's wanted. With Kounde, we don't know what he wants. We're just hearing hearsay. We're hearing hearsay from Joan Laporte, from Barcelona tweet journalist, from Chelsea tweet journalist. What of the guy? What of the brother himself? You know, get mouths. Where do you want to play, bro? This has been going on for too long. And okay, yeah, now Chelsea are in a situation where we're waiting, and let's pull out. I'm done. Let's pull out. I'm telling you, we can get a better defender for cheaper price that will put in an extra effort than him. I'm telling you, this saga is making me have a distaste of the brother. I haven't seen him play. But I don't believe that we should be. But the season is fast approaching. The transfer deadline, we've got like 40 days left or so, just over a month. I think we need to be very, very cautious in looking at other targets. There's so many centre backs, so many, and we can pick them up. If, like I said it yesterday, and I think Ty was trying to find out what point I was trying to make.
You know, we still have Dejan Sterling at home.
Exactly, yeah.
He didn't travel because of he didn't have his COVID vaccine.
Exactly. We, like, if we're gonna say, "Oh, Kounde," then let's look at our own academy. If we're not gonna go bring in someone, let's look at Colwilll. Let's give him a chance. Yeah, go on, mate. Have a run in. Have a debut like Trevor and see how you fare. What's the worst that can happen? He came from the academy, so if he doesn't do well, we can give him a loan or what have you. But we shouldn't rest our laurels on like this is similar to what Manchester United did with Jadon Sancho the year they couldn't get him. Similar, but a little bit longer because we've had a little bit longer with Jules Kounde. It's taken so long, and it should be done by now. So I'm in the camp where, you know what, coach, thanks but no thanks, Kounde. Yeah. So what if I miss out on you? I've missed out on De Bruyne and Salah. I don't think I can be more heartbroken than that. So yeah, see you later, mate. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. You know, no player is bigger than Chelsea. That's my stance, and I believe that we should start looking elsewhere. Like Bobby said.
Let me ask this question again to you, Bobby. I know you want us to pull out IBC. I know you want us to pull out of the deal. Ty, before I go to Bobby, with that question I have in mind, I want to ask you: do you want us to pull out of the deal? And also, while we're at that, our target today is 300 likes, and I think we're getting there. We're at 188 likes right now, and we have 284 people watching. I cannot thank you guys enough for all the love and support you showed to this channel. And again, you don't have to donate, your hard-earned cash to this channel. It's inclusive. We'll try the best we can to get to your comments. All you have to do is just keep watching, tell people about the channel. You watching even without contributing in the chat, those things do go a long way. So thank you for all the support. Please keep liking and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Ty, do you want us to pull out of this deal?
I'm not saying anything about this.
You know what?
I don't want to say anything about this.
About the pulling out or not?
Yeah.
Why is that? Can you let us know? I'm waiting, Ty.
Ty's probably frustrated.
He is.
As Jose
Let
Mourinho
me
said,
clarify.
as Jose Mourinho
If I
said,
speak, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, go ahead, Ty.
I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I'll be in trouble. And the trouble that I'll be in is with you. And I don't want to be in trouble with you.
With
So I
me?
prefer not to speak, yes.
Why? What did I do? What's going on,
I'm
Ty?
going to go
Speak.
against your rule about not cursing. So,
Oh, because you're. I
yes.
get it. I get it. Bobby, you wanted to clarify something? Go ahead.
I want to be clear. I'm not saying I want us to pull out of the deal. What I'm saying clearly,
Yeah, I'm saying that too.
I do not want us to be threatened. And we now have to, we have to show some well, we've shown dignity, but now we have to show some authority. What we have done is fair, it's reasonable, and it's acceptable. What is happening is it seems to be, and I hope this is not the case, and I don't want to generalize, but it seems to be that there is a Spanish way of doing business, which isn't really honorable. You've taken somebody's money, more or less, made them feel that they can acquire the goods. Meanwhile, in the background, you are trying to see if somebody else is going to come and offer you more money. Okay, that's fine, which means you're using us. Now, what I want to say to Chelsea is to take back control and give an ultimatum. If this thing isn't done, and let it be known, so Barca know. Because all Barca will have to do before they come in is wait for the ultimatum to expire, and they will come in with less money. That way we have called Sevilla's bluff. That's all. So give it an ultimatum, and that way the way will be clear if Kounde wants to come to us at all. If he wants to come, fine, welcome to Chelsea. If you don't, fine. Brother, go your way. It's as simple as that. So if we say that we give you till the end of business on Monday to either accept our deal or we are walking away, I don't think that's unreasonable. And I would like to see us do that because I am sick and tired of giving headspace to this nonsense. This nonsense. The guy's good. He ain't that good.
Tell me, Bobby. Tell me if it's the next Desai or John Terry or Gallas Cavalli, all in one that we're collecting. I don't know. I don't know.
He's good potential.
I don't know.
But even if he's that good, is it worth the hassle? Is it worth the humiliation? Is it worth the disrespect? I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
What do we say? What do we say if he actually goes to Barcelona? What do we say to ourselves? How do we?
Well, goodbye.
No. But like,
on, isn't it?
yeah,
we're not going to
move on.
stop existing as a club.
No, 100%. We'll lick our wounds, but we'll feel like a right idiot, innit? We spent 2 years chasing the guy, and in one summer he just goes to Barcelona. Like we're just absolute
Okay, here's the thing. Something else I want us to talk about is this. Let's talk about reputation here. And I want to say this quickly to Shadi. I told you, purchase Kimpembe, he's more solid and not overrated like Kounde, but they don't play in the same positions. That's a different case altogether. And that's a Barca fan laughing at us. Don't laugh yet. It's not over. Let me start with Emperor. Emperor, I'll start with you. Clearly, I understand now. Bobby isn't calling for us to pull out of the deal. IBZ clearly, since yesterday, he's been calling for it. Says pull out of the deal. You understand? Now, the question I want to ask is this, Emperor: pulling out of the deal or letting Barca have it their way, even letting them. I wouldn't mind us adding like 5-10 million more, or maybe saying, okay, we're ready to change structure of the contract we have in place. We've sent them. That is to do even better than Barca to get them. If we miss
Or
out on this
simply just
player,
pay his
and
release
Barca
clause.
ends up getting them. Sorry.
Or simply pay his release clause. That ends it completely.
Exactly. Yeah. What do you think? There is the perspective of the reputation of Chelsea Football Club. What do you think will be the best thing to do? I'd say we don't pull out. I'd say we do what we did in the case of Rafinha. But this time, if they come in with a bid, because the truth is, if they come in with something that Sevilla are willing to consider, but right now, to be factual here, they say they haven't gotten any offer from Barcelona. And from what what's his name, Fabrizio Romano is saying, what they are preparing actually will not measure what Chelsea have in place already. So what are the chances of them accepting it? Maybe they're going to pay more. There's something that's going to make it better than us. My question is this: should we just do better than Barcelona and get the player for the reputation of our club's sake? Because it will be the second time it has happened to us within the span of a month. And that's not good.
Abomination.
Yeah, abomination indeed. Emperor, you come in.
Yeah, afternoon. Can everybody hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hope everybody's good in this Kounde saga. Sounds like a Dragon Ball Z episode. What's gonna happen next? Let's find out on the next episode.
Okay. Because I didn't want to.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
he didn't know his microphone is on. Go ahead, Ivy. Go ahead, Emperor.
So like Kounde and like Chelsea and Barcelona are beginning to become a beef thing, and it's dragging. And
yeah,
I'm
waiting for the beef tracks to come out. Actually, I have to be honest. Go ahead.
Everybody now is saying, Todd Boehly must, save his money and give it to the UEFA Mendem so that we can get Barcelona in the group stages, because clearly they have a problem with us and they're looking at our transfer window and want every player that we want. So what I'm saying is
unpaid scouts.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that with this situation, do not pull out, leave it as is, and do not increase that price. Leave it as is. Like, I believe like the reason why it's taking so long, maybe it's and we have like a conflict reports coming out, and my thing is that maybe it's the paperwork. Like, and to add on that is that Chelsea need to in order to finalize that whole deal, they need to find out that surgery went well in terms of Kounde. So maybe
we
all
heard
of that
yesterday too, right?
Yeah. So maybe all of that is making the deal prolonging the deal a little bit longer, and I think maybe a little bit of patience would help Chelsea fan base, because if you look at the facts that are, or well, not facts, but reports that are going around, of course, Barcelona are going to do what Barcelona are going to do. Their reporters are going to do what they have been doing for the past, I don't know, how couple of weeks or months in this transfer window. So, and chances are, like, I think we might get the player depending on what's going on in terms of that whole injury that surgery that he had. Because we don't want a player where we pay so much money and we get to the medical and things are not moving because he fails his medical and we find out something that Sevilla did not want to tell us. So I'm saying, like, leave it as is. If Barcelona want to come in with a low offer, I do not see Sevilla accepting it. Like, and with Kounde, like, I know he might also be frustrated, like the deal is moving way too longer than it needs to be. My thing is, if we fumbled the bag, we literally fumbled the bag on this one. It's not a Rafinha situation. These situations are totally different. Like, we had the player was offered to us for a lesser price, so we did not execute on it. We chose to pause and dilly-dally around the whole situation. And now that Barcelona are slowly crept into the
He was
player, and
injured then. He's been
yes,
injured.
yes, he was
That's why
injured, and
nobody's going to
and
jump
we were
in to
waiting for
pay
that.
anything for an injured player.
Yes, 100%. We couldn't not do business like that. Like, he's injured, yes, 100. I agree with you. But my thing is that created this whole saga. Like, we waited because of good business practices, I guess, in terms of he was injured and needed to see what's going to happen. We went for other targets, and we waited for that whole situation to be clarified. We're still waiting for that situation to be clarified. So there's a lot on the table, I think, and apparently Sevilla is like its biggest deal or whatever in terms of transfer. So maybe the paperwork is a kinda like big, and I don't know how that goes. But like, there's so many moving factors with this one. But I think 100% think that Chelsea are in the driving seat. I don't see, but okay, I know Barcelona can just activate, I don't know, the 100th lever and then go for Kounde. But what I'm saying is, the way Sevilla are doing it, they're hoping for a bidding war for their perspective, so that it reaches what's this the release clause amount. But I say we keep the price as is. Wait for the paperwork. If the reports are fine, that we are just waiting for the paperwork to be done. But I just read something from somebody. It's just his opinion, and I just want to read it out real quick. And he says, Sevilla no, Barcelona cannot financially compete with Chelsea. There's no point trying to manufacture a bidding war. Only reason that they wouldn't have accepted our offer is if Kounde himself asked them to hold out for Barca. So I don't know. Do you guys think that's accurate, or is just somebody's opinion, with the saga and adding on to what we already
So
have?
for me, I have clarity for both situations. If by some stroke of the imagination, which I think is unlikely, Sevilla think that Barcelona is going to come back with a significantly higher offer than Chelsea, or if we have a situation where Kounde is hesitating coming to Chelsea, both scenarios is quite clear to me that we've come to a point where we give them an ultimatum. We're not here to wait for Barcelona. And if we make that known, it puts Barcelona in a position. Because if we have given an ultimatum, they are not incentivized to make any offer until our ultimatum passes. Then
Barcelona
they can
season
save some money.
after us.
So if Kounde wants to go to them, well, we've helped him make up his mind because we haven't got all day. The transfer market is moving, and pre-season is coming to a close, and the Premier League starts in 2 weeks. So
And their
whatever
season
the
starts
case
later.
is, yeah,
So they have more time to waste.
Let's stop building castles in the sky and face the reality. And the reality is, we've given good money for this guy. Is he coming or not? If he's not, okay, fine. We wanted you. Disappointing as it is, we move on. If he is, welcome to Chelsea. But all this double dilly-dallying, waiting for silly little dramas from these journals looking for clickbait, I've had enough of it. I think most fans have had enough of it, and I think the club should have had enough of them. Sick of it. Don't want to listen to it anymore. I've come off Twitter quite a bit because of all this. And I think it's time for us to get some balls and be who we are as a club and tell these people, are you doing this deal or not? Period.
Let me understand something, Bobby. When you say give them ultimatum, we tell them this is where are we going to give them a price that you can be sure that Barcelona will not pay more?
No, we've given them a price, coach. We've
I know
given
I
them
will
Yeah.
a
give it
price.
already, but when you
We've
want to give
given
them
the player a
ultimatum,
price. That's what they're
I,
considering. And
what
they're
I think we
telling
should
us
do.
that they are waiting to go through the paperwork.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
we shouldn't go higher than that.
there is a
We shouldn't.
suspicion that they are actually waiting for Barca to bid higher than Chelsea. We don't have to hang around for that nonsense.
Exactly,
We just
bro.
need to tell them we want to hear by the end of, be reasonable, by the end of business on Monday, make it public so
You
Barca
get
get to hear
me?
what we've said. What
Uh-huh.
Barca will do is simply cool off until end of business on Monday. If they
This is the
haven't
guy.
agreed with us, they will wait and then bid lower than Chelsea. If they bid more, they're stupid because they've got no competition. It's as simple as that. Let's not play these games with these people. What the hell for? Yes, it's a great player. We want the player, but we're not going to fold up as a club if we don't get Jules Kounde. Let's get that in our head right now. We're not folding up as a club if we don't get Jules Kounde. We can go for other options. There's still time. They're still there. Yes, it's a bit more difficult, but we can put our efforts where the efforts are needed rather than wasting time with these people. I don't want to hear about Barcelona. And unless they pay good money for Aspi and or Alonso, they can go to hell. They're not having those players so long as they're contracted to Chelsea. That's the line we should take.
here's where I don't agree with us being, again, if we're keeping Aspi solemnly for the reason that, okay, we don't have Condemn, we don't have a replacement player, that's fine. But if we're keeping him just because we're trying to be petty or trying to get back at them, for trying, to get Condemn while they know we're already talking with the club, then we'll end up losing Aspi on a free to come next season. But that's, by the way, IDC, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, what he said was right. He said everything correct. In terms of deadline, what I believe we should do, I believe we should pull out in it. But I don't think they're going to pull out because they want him in it. So cool. So what they're going to probably do, or what I believe they should do, is set a deadline. You make your final offer, a reasonable offer, in which you believe Barcelona cannot match, and you set that deadline for Sevilla. Bobby said Monday, end of business. That's a bit harsh. Me, I would have said, okay, end of the week, last.
You're trying. If you say end of the week, you're possibly you're replicating the Rafinha script.
Exactly. So that's me being, because I'm a nice guy. See, I shouldn't be a nice guy. You see what I'm saying? He should be like Bobby, and Bobby said Bobby's.
That's
Bobby
too
said,
long, bro.
exactly.
That's
I should
too
be like
long.
Bobby in it. I should be like Bobby in it, and Bobby said Monday, end of business. Correct. Submit your offer by midweek Wednesday, end of Wednesday. I've laid down this offer. If you don't want this is over, and that should be our stance.
I don't want to
Period.
give them time or give Barcelona time during the
Yeah,
week to put
a
in a
week.
bid,
Yeah,
a higher
No,
bid,
100%,
which is what they
100%,
are waiting for. We
100%.
need
So,
to
but
cut all that out. Cut it
100%,
all out. Chelsea have done everything. We were
100%,
sending paperwork in the early hours of the morning to these geezers. They
100%.
have no excuse now.
100%. So
So,
what?
I like this argument on the screen from
So
Pac-Man Essay, who says these two brothers who want us to pull out of the deal are carving in into the pressure Barca wants the club to feel.
hold on. So hold on. So you want to be in a transfer saga for a whole window, for a whole summer for one player, when time is on your hands and your numbers are depleted, when you can still go out
What
there
is
and
the
get
space of the
potential to do
window?
more signings.
No,
What is the
but
space of the window?
I don't think he wants to do that. I'm saying I think he wants to say, like, we shouldn't pull out, because if we pull out, we're going to look very weak in terms of transfer deals and all that.
It's not easy.
Having a
Pulling
laugh.
out means we're
Like,
risking the reputation of the
just give
club.
them, like, for
Okay,
us to
cool.
come out of this a bit with our heads held up high is just to give Sevilla an ultimatum, bro. By 24 hours, we need an answer. Are you going to take it or not?
exactly.
Cool. I'm
Exactly.
being emotional. I'm being emotional here when I say pull out the deal, because I really do not want to be in a situation where I'm being bantered about for chasing a player and I don't get. So I rather save myself any stupidity and pull out and get players where I know will play for the club. That's just my sentiment, my emotional mindset. So, but
Kounde is having a laugh.
diplomatically, if you want to do this diplomatically, like you guys are suggesting, okay, we put a bid with a deadline. Say, yo, bro, this is the deal. If you don't want it, that's it. We can't kill yourself because the season is coming very, very soon, bro. And their season doesn't start as when us. They start in August, like towards the end of August. I'll start in the beginning of August. So they got time. We haven't got time. So if Kounde's not coming, we need to bring in somebody else. It's not hard. There's so many. I can think of guys that will come to Chelsea and play with the badge and put in a shift. You know what I'm trying to say? So
we'll talk about alternatives in a bit. And again, I want to say thank you for 274 people. I cannot thank you guys enough. We have, again, 206 likes. Our target is to get to 300 likes, and we have about 20 minutes plus to round up the show. So if you haven't, please take a second to like the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And here is where we roll here. I don't want you. I'd rather you like the video than you donating your hard-earned cash to the channel. Again, there are other ways the channel can make money. All I ask of you, just like the video to help us reach more people, because more people will have here, the more fun the show will be. So thank you again for 272 people watching. That again, that makes us happy. That makes the panelists happy. Again, thank you very much. Keep liking the video, and also don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. So Ty, you wanted to say something. IBZ, thank you for that brilliant input right there. And just quickly,
no problem.
And quickly, Igal, I don't think like I troll you enough whenever you're live. I just show up and say hello, but every time you come here, you're laughing at us, right? Okay, I've taken note, but that's what, by the way, I hope you're doing well. More importantly, I understand that. Again, go ahead, Ty, you wanted to say something.
I was saying that Kounde is having a laugh.
Why did you say that?
He put up something on his Instagram story. He has a plate with a knife and a fork at the side, and he has brain right beside it. He's having a laugh.
What does he have right beside it?
You know the thing.
Emoji.
I don't with the Kounde post on Instagram. I don't know how to take it, because is he saying there's too many options for me to choose? He's living the lavish life, or you should make. For me, I think you should have said, "Nah, bro, Sevilla. Don't say anything. Just go to Sevilla and be like, bro, is the offer on the table? I want to accept it. Push for the move."
I just want to show this quickly. Look at Rodrigo, what he's doing in the chat. But I have to scroll. I don't want to go to it. He's laughing at us, saying Kounde is trolling Chelsea. Go ahead, bro. You were saying something.
Yeah, I was saying, like, just. I don't think, like, there's a lot going on with this saga, and he's not making it very appealing for us. Like, bro, just keep quiet. If you want us to come for you, we are doing that. And I know people are saying it must be by Monday. The deadline must be by Monday, bro. After the Arsenal game, for me, it should be done. Like, give me an answer. Like, there's no Monday things. That's too many. Like, the time is long. You can't give Barcelona that.
I think this is a brilliant tweet from Pies. Thank you for that input again, Emperor. It says Jules Kounde relying on Monchi to choose our bid. I'm not sure what. I think there's something is wrong there. Our paperwork talks was too early. Sevilla were waiting for Barcelona, so the truth, the truth is coming out gradually. Kounde is the key. No green light since Thursday. He's waiting for Barca. Rafinha 2.0 is what we're seeing. And again, on the comment regarding Kounde's what he's doing on his Instagram feed, there was a time during when it seemed like as if we've cooled down our interest on the player. He put out a tweet, a cryptic tweet, saying, "If you miss what you want, I think your best going. I think your better option would be to go for the best." That's just what me saying. Sorry?
Is that what he tweeted?
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
Is that what Kounde tweeted?
Yeah, he tweeted that about 2 weeks ago or a week ago, when it seemed as if we're no longer interested in securing his signature. That was when he tweeted that. So this whole thing is becoming way too familiar, whether we like it or not, because it doesn't make sense. Why is the paperwork taking too long? Are we buying a country?
All right. Coach, you see what me and Bobby are saying here? You see what we're saying here now? Is a player worth it now? So you just see now, as of 3 minutes ago, a guy was on his Instagram posting message of emoji saying that he has to. You don't say anything. You are the biggest transfer saga alongside probably De Jong of the window. You don't say, oh, if it's not about your future properly. You don't say nothing, bro. And what you should be saying is, am I going here or am I going there? You owe that at least, man. Money is getting thrown at you, my boy. Make a decision. And you know that it's like, bro, come on, man. And so I'm at the point where, are you even worth it? Are you even worth it? I've had Kevin De Bruyne at my team, you know, and I've seen him leave. I've had Mohamed Salah in my team, you know, and I've seen him leave. So a player that I've not seen in my team, I'm not going to stress over. You know what I'm trying to say to you? We move, bro. We move and get the hell out of here. I've seen players that have turned into world's best come through Stamford Bridge, Cobham, chilling, and now they're. Who are you, bro? If you like, come. If you like, don't come. Go Barca, man. Go and chill with Lewa and all those guys. Those guys will look after you, man. You're in the same country, nice weather. Stay where you are.
Can I also say as well with this Kounde thing, right? If we do get him, like, it puts a lot of pressure on him unnecessarily. Like, if he flops, they'll be like, rivals are gonna come as always, and they're gonna say, "Nah, you went all this hard for a player that flops, not even that good." You get what I'm saying? So
you already
like,
know.
The way this is going is too much. This is what I was saying. Like, why can't we move the way we moved in the Koulibaly situation? Set your target, meet the price, meet the agents, and keep it moving. That's all our daily things, bro. They're just adding to unnecessary drama that's not needed at the club.
Unnecessary pressure from the player. He doesn't need it.
I think there's another angle, to see it, and it does make sense. In fact, again, I don't know what to think right now. Look at Liam Len here asking me, Kuchila, why would you pay more money when Romano says Barca wouldn't match already? No, my argument was, in case if they come closer and say, okay, we want to outdo Chelsea, we should pay even more to push them. They still want Cesar, and again, Cesar Spilicueta and Alonso was combined. We're asking for 26 million. Get them to spend more. At least we should be petty in that case. But that's, by the way, we have 272 people watching, and we have 224 likes. Again, we have a few more. We have a few more minutes to round up the show, and we can get to 300 likes by the end of the show. So if you haven't, please take a second to like the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you so much for all the love you're showing to the channel. IBZ, you were saying something?
I was just going to say, you see, if we had like a director of football, sporting or technical director in place, like these things in terms of bidding wars and, outbidding and trying to play these games will be easier to be done, But because we ain't got that, we can't really afford that. It's either yes or no. You know what I'm trying to say to you? We haven't got the luxury to kind of do that because it's based off one man, and his advice would be based off our head coach, who is now a hybrid DOS. So we haven't got the luxury to kind of go into this saga bidding war type situation because we haven't got a delegate that's going to be there saying just chilling in Spain for the next 2 weeks. Just doing that, making sure he's going to be doing that every day. We haven't got that. So I just think it'll be easier, it'll be healthier if we just, pulling out the deal, I hear you, but setting a deadline at the least is what we need to do. Set a deadline.
With the Kounde post on Instagram, I love fans, right? Fandom, actually. Everybody's
you've seen it too.
Yeah, everybody's trying to spin it towards their fan base. So Barcelona fans are making it theirs. Chelsea fans are making it theirs because Chelsea fans are posting that he posted the plate and brain food. So basically brain food. So and then they posted Todd Boehly saying, we're just here for a meal. So I'm like, what do you actually mean?
No, you twist it to suit your narrative that makes you happy. It's go ahead. Here's the thing. I think I want to start Bobby on this one. Bobby, let me ask you this. there are theories, suggestions on what they think, why they think he traveled to Barcelona to speak with Laporta. If by the time the transfer window shuts and he ended up, it turns out he's already a Barcelona player. The question is, what the heck? What in the world did they discuss during that meeting? Because it would just mean he just flew there with his private jet, and at the end of the day, we got nothing out of the meeting. That is if at the end of the day, Kounde ends up becoming a Barcelona player. I want to get your thoughts, Bobby, because I've been thinking about it. If we can get Kounde, and maybe if we can't get the young, the question will be, what the heck did they discuss during that meeting?
I don't think you should think too much about it, Coach. Many people go and have face-to-face dinner meetings with other leaderships to try and establish some sort of cooperation, and it doesn't happen. It doesn't mean to say that because they meet that they will actually agree. So who knows what they met about? I mean, country leaders go and sit at round tables and discuss face-to-face. Sometimes they agree, a lot of the times they don't. So look at it as something like that. Todd Boehly is taking up a position as interim sporting director. He and the consortium felt it was necessary for all sorts of reasons that they will not reveal to you, but I support them. I think it was necessary. And bear in mind, it's not only Todd Boehly that is actually doing these deals. I think, is it Ogali, the guy?
Igali.
Igali is also involved. He's flying around. It's just that Todd is the guy, the face we know and the face we deal with. I think it's two of them, which is a big workload for just two guys, but a necessary workload. So yeah, that trip to Barca, if they couldn't reach an agreement, it wouldn't surprise me. It's just typical of what we are learning Barcelona is about. And I reiterate, as far as this deal is concerned, I saw that tweet about we shouldn't let Barca put us under any position. Look, they already created
It's
a
withdraw, man.
situation by milling around, moving for the player. Okay, you could argue it's their right to do that. That's fine. Now, it is also our right, after we have made a proposal of £55 million. This is not change. This isn't a coin that dropped down the back of your sofa. We're talking hard cash here. £55 million. And then this is minus add-ons. I think another 10 million in add-ons. And there was a verbal agreement. Then we forwarded the paper documentation showing a proposal for this guy. We have increased our personal agreement with him, which would be bizarre if all of a sudden now he says he doesn't want to come. And we're waiting. Fair enough. We submitted this, was it in the early hours of yesterday morning? Fine. This is why I maintain, because it looks like Sevilla are waiting for Barcelona to bid. Although, to be clear, I've just tweeted something from the Express. There was also something else tweeted earlier from, I've forgotten the name of that newspaper. They are all quoting Sevilla from their websites, categorically saying that any Barcelona bid at this point is totally false. Now, if they are waiting for that, we don't have to wait with them like we did with Rafinha. Rafinha, there was a case because we didn't have agreement from the player. This time, we do have agreement from the player. So what are we waiting for? And I feel, based on that, it's not sour grapes or anything. It's just brutal business. You tell them, mate, we wait for you to end of play on Monday. Time is precious. We need to know where we are. Simple. If end of play on Monday, after all, they gave us an ultimatum when he was injured to come and get him for a reduced price. We chose not to do that. Now, if come end of Monday, they choose not to give us an answer, we walk away. If they can do better than what we have offered, good luck to them. Good luck with that. I doubt it. If they can't, well, that's their bitter pill to swallow. If Sevilla now is so rich that they can walk away from a profit deal just because of Barcelona, well, be my guest. It's as simple as that. We're in a win-win situation as far as that is concerned. The only thing that will happen will be that we've lost nothing. He wasn't with us in the first place, and he's not with us now. So we move on.
Yeah, again, thank you very much for that. I want to say quickly, I want to come to Ty. What was it? I think there's a comment I was looking at, and this one is very correct. Oh, there, both clubs went at the same highly rated player. It is not a grudge. It is not, again, but we have every reason to think, okay, why are they coming after every player that we go to? But I get your argument. It makes sense. It is not a grudge, but good luck explaining that to the Chelsea fans. That's a comment I saw here about regarding how Barca, how they plan to hijack, again, the deal from us. I think it's this one. It says Barca will offer more money upfront. IBZ, I want you to answer that. If that's the case, what should we do? And if that's attracted to Sevilla, what do you do? What do we do?
Well, say that question again, please. Sorry.
But I don't think this is the case. If this is in fact the case, that Barca, they want to offer more money upfront because somehow it's not like they paid more. Somehow they were able to get the Rafinha deal over the line by the way they structured their deal. And in this case, I think we're hearing that they're willing to pay more upfront. I don't think that's possible. But what if that's the case? What should we do?
If they're willing to pay more upfront?
Yeah.
Pull out.
It's a hard one. It depends on how much they want him. They want him. They want him long enough. They want him hard enough that they were willing to wait this long. So I guess they'll be willing to outbid Barcelona if they bid. If we see a bid for Barcelona, I wouldn't expect that they have waited this long, or we have waited this long, just for nothing to happen. If that makes sense. I think Chelsea will get into a bidding war if they do. You know, I don't want that, obviously. But I think they'll do that. Because I don't believe they'll just wait for Barcelona to bid a high price and then back out. I think they'll still want to flex their muscle again. So the truth will proceed on that note. No, but I don't think Barcelona can do that. You know, I think, can they do that? I mean, they did sell they did make more sales of their revenue.
No, I don't think money is actually the problem right now. I think they have cash after they.
I think they do. You know. Wow. Yeah. Then we're now. Barcelona are now doing to us what we did to Arsenal.
Okay. Just quickly, we have 247 people watching, and we have 233 likes. Our aim is to reach 300 likes by the end of the show. And we are at this point, again, we just a few minutes to round up this particular show. I think we can get there. If you haven't, please take a second to like the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you all for always supporting the channel. I'm going to help Helgi and Travis start the other show. They'll be starting in a bit, and if you have time, join us there. I'll be their studio engineer. Again, thank you very much. I'll come back to the panel here. Emperor, your thoughts on whether we should, restructure our deal if Barca comes in with a deal where it means they're putting more money up front than we do. Your thoughts? Emperor, can you hear me?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Go ahead. I want to get your thoughts. What do you think we should do?
Yeah, I was saying, if they come with a larger offer, that's cool. If Sevilla accept, that's cool.
I'm not completely a larger offer in terms of even a lower offer, but with more upfront payment than we've proposed to Sevilla. And if they're doing that, which means there's a leak Someone is educating them on the structure of our proposed deal, which is unethical. If they come in and offer something upfront than we've agreed to offer, then somebody is definitely leaking our negotiations with Sevilla to them.
If they do that, they're going to be, I think, in a problem or so, because they're not going to get the actual amount, because I think they owe Bordeaux 20% of the signing on fee. I think it's in Kounde's contract when he signed to Sevilla. So even if they do come with that kind of structure, I say if they do accept the Barca offer, regardless of how much it is, I say we take our losses and go for Wesley Fofana. Premier League proven, fits in. He's a monster defender. I would go for him. He's young. We already have experience in the side. He can learn off. So yeah, man. This saga to me is I'm not even throwing any more emotions towards it, because I don't think it needs that.
There's a defender in Malmo I'll go for over Kounde right now. A defender in Malmo.
Like there's so many defenders. Like we don't need to be like we're not even sure that the guy is that guy, because 100%, maybe 80% of the Chelsea fan base don't even know how he plays. So I'm one of them. So I'm not seeing what the hype is about, especially how the drama is unfolding. Say if we accept that, let them take their loss, and we gonna be, I don't know what. We got Koulibaly, so it's gonna be 3-1, I think, to Barca. So yeah, we're gonna be wanting Barca in the group stages, so we can.
Ty, are you there?
Yes.
Ty, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, can you help me hold the fourth again? Hold the show on. I'm gonna help Helgi start their own show, and I'll come back. We'll round up this one. And again, Emperor, thank you for that great input. Ty, do you want to say anything on what you would like us to do if they offer something better than us?
Sorry, what was that last part about
if they offer a higher upfront payment than us, because I think that's only maybe if we found out again that Sevilla is even considering taking it because they offer something higher upfront, what do you suggest we do? And please keep continue with the show. I'll come back in about 3 minutes. Let me help Helgi and Travis start the other show.
All right. So basically, if they offer, if it's a case where we want Kounde as much as it's being said, then I would probably say you pay the release clause. If it's a case like that, you pay the release clause. People say you're getting bullied by the team to basically do what they want you to do in the beginning, and that is to pay, whether it's the release clause or pay closer to the release clause. But if you pay the release clause, that in itself minimizes nearly completely a threat in Barcelona from doing anything. But for me, I think that's the only other option realistically. But I really don't know. I'm wondering, is it a case where you can blame Tuchel though? Would anybody blame Tuchel to say that Tuchel had his priorities and now he's expecting Kounde to wait on him, or is that narrative not ideal?
No. I mean, no.
I also say no. You can't say that.
Well, he's not even in the. He's not. All he does is coach and identify the player targets. The rest is up to the boardroom to use the pulling power to get that target.
You just said it's up to him to choose the targets.
Yeah.
And that's basically what he did. He chose targets.
No. Well. Before Todd Boehly, he didn't necessarily choose the targets. It was up to Peter Cech. Obviously, they'll have dialogue. The Marina, that was in place. You know what I'm trying to say? With Todd Boehly, that was in place until Marina and Peter Cech left. And now Thomas Tuchel now has to fill that role as a hybrid director of football / head coach, which obviously will have its complications because one is either inexperienced or he can't be at 5 places at once while still getting prepared for pre-season. So it can't be down to him. No way, no way. But him, yeah, definitely. He now he identifies the targets. Todd Boehly gets it sorted. You know, in terms of Koulibaly, Raheem Sterling, that was Todd Boehly getting that sorted, and boom, that got sorted one time. Now with this Kounde deal is a bit tricky because there's been a lot of things happening before Todd Boehly came into the fold, in which he will have to inherit and want to implement his own negotiations with that. So this is why we are where we are. Which is why I argued if we had Marino and Peter Cech at least just to the end of this transfer window, whatever happens after this transfer window, I couldn't care less. But this transition is really, really crucial for your first tenure as the owner of this elite club. And this needed to have all hands on deck, especially experienced personnel that will be able to help you go through this period. And then you can then go back and analyze and say, you know what, thank you, Marina, but no thanks, Marina. Thank you, Peter Cech, but no thanks, Peter Cech. And then you can move on with all the targets they help you put in place already for you to bring in your own. So right now it's a bit, I think it's just down to the back room, and not the backroom staff on the pitch, but the back end staff in the boardroom. Those directors, Bruce Buck, you know, all of them guys gone. You know, those are influential figures. Let's not sleep on that. These guys have been at the club for a very long time, and when you just remove them, you feel it instantly. You know, if you have something in your house that you've had in your house, in your living room for a very, very long time, and you just remove it, you just like, hang on, that's not there. You notice the impact instantly, and we're seeing it. But he's the boss, and this is how he wants to run the ship. So we just have to sit back and watch it unfold, you know. And obviously, I know he hasn't got bad intentions. I think he's got brilliant intentions for us. But I just feel that bit there, the crucial bit in this transfer situation, is where he probably could have done a little bit better. But yeah, we move, you know. But no, it's not down to Tuchel at all, not at all.
Yeah, here's the. I want to say quickly. Here's how. If you guys can still hear me, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Here, Dr. MK7 says, I would say end of today. That's the type of ultimatum I would give Sevilla if I'm serious. If I've looked at the whole thing, and I'm sure that Barca will not measure my offer to the club, to the player, that's what I'm going to do. Again, I want to, as we continue to talk about this, I want to advise people, again, don't take everything you're seeing out there to heart. Don't take it to heart. You will hurt yourself. You become sick. You become mentally down. If that's how you want to see it, learn to see all those things as speculations. And until you see him holding the Barca shirt and they release an official statement or they present him, that's when you know, yes, it's gone to Barca. And until you see him holding the Chelsea shirt, taking a picture with Todd Boehly or what's his name, Thomas Tuchel, and we get an official statement from the club, that's when you know it's done. So do not go put yourself through, smoking everything those journalists, Twitter journalists release all the time. Believe me, it will drain the life out of you. And again, thank you to 228 people watching, and we have 246 people watching. We need just 54 more likes to get to 300 likes, and that's our target. We'll have about 8 minutes more to round up the show, and I know we can get there. So thank you very much for all the love you're showing to this channel. Our priority is to keep doing well for you, so that help educate you on what's going out there. We come together, put heads together, analyze what's out there, and come to a sensible conclusion. So thank you for all the support. I cannot thank you enough. Please help us reach 300 likes by the end of the show. Again, I want to come back to the panel. One of you was saying something before I jumped in. Sorry.
No, I was just closing in on the fact that I think Ty was asking, do you think some responsibility holds on to Thomas Tuchel? Because of, obviously, he identified Kounde before, and obviously, now he's moved it, and then now we're going back for him, and it just seems long. So just like that, it's not really not at all. You can't. I just believe that if it wants to be done, the pulling power would have done it. Get the man what he wanted, whether or not he wanted him then or now. And if he was available, which it looks like he has been available all this time, so like I don't think Sevilla ever said he's not for sale. No one. He's not selling. No, don't think they've ever done that. So there would be no reason why we could have pulled that deal through.
And I'm actually thinking, given this comment on the screen, it just reminded me of something that I've thought about. I'm thinking maybe we're actually reluctant to push for De Jong because we feel like if we give them enough money, they'd use it to go for Kounde. Maybe our plan is to complete the sign of Kounde and then express our interest in what's his name, De Jong. Anybody on the panel have any thoughts on that?
Look how we've turned it. We're now using this as conspiracy theory now. You see what happens?
No, it's just how I don't think I wouldn't say it's conspiracy. It's just me calculating. Okay, why are we?
No, you're not even wrong.
Like
that could be true. That could even be true. That could even be true. But like, wow, this is mad. So we pay for De Jong. We pay what we're supposed to pay for De Jong. They now use the money for De Jong, and they now get Kounde. Yeah, get him in it. No problem. Yeah, I think we got the better. I think we've got the better footballer. If you wanna weigh it up, then if they do that, we got the better footballer. I believe De Jong is a better footballer than Kounde, regardless of where they play different positions or what have you. I just believe he's a better footballer in terms of personality, what have you, application to the game, what have you, desire. I believe he'll be better than Kounde. So yeah, I'm happy. I won't be mad.
Yeah, again, Ty, you have anything to say to that? Or maybe I think we should just. I think this show, naturally has come to its end. Go ahead.
I think everything has been said.
Everything indeed has been said. Let me just try and humor those in the chat and try to get their opinions. And quickly, while I'm doing that, if you haven't, please do like the video. We need just 48 more likes to get to 300 likes. We can get there by the end of the show. We have about 6-8 minutes around of the show. Please move on. We are like a little crowns. The world is crazy. They are broke.
Oh my gosh!
They're not broke.
Coach.
They're not broke. Yeah, they're not broke. I think we. Go ahead, Ty. You were saying something.
Sevilla have not received in writing the verbal agreement which was struck with Chelsea yesterday for Jules Kounde. They are waiting for the documents to sign. It is in Chelsea's hand.
They haven't received the documents.
Yes, that's that. According to the tier 1 source that is Sevilla source that is being followed by Monchi. He is saying that is the case, that they have not gotten the verbal agreement from Chelsea. It's in Chelsea's hands, and that Chelsea have not handed over the documents per se that needs to be handed over in order for them to sign it. So I am confused because first we're hearing that the documents are with Sevilla, and Sevilla are having an issue because they have to sort out the percentage that needs to go to the team that they bought Kounde from. So this whole thing is confusing. But the tier 1 source, quote unquote, for Sevilla is saying that that Chelsea have not given it. I don't know what to believe, honestly. And yes, I said tier 1 source, but in quotations, tier 1 source.
Sorry, but I can't see the quotation. I'm just kidding, Ty. But that's, by the way, again, thank you all for 254 likes. If you can, we have about 3 minutes to round up the show. I'm going to try to catch up with the chat, and then we'll call it a day. We should announce publicly we are pulling out in a way that will mount pressure on Sevilla. It will as well lower his price tag. Barca is trying to buy some time to match and beat Chelsea's price offer. I think that makes sense. If we do that publicly, then they'd be better off accepting our offer, because if they let us pull out, then Barca will come in with a lower offer saying, well, these guys are no longer interested. We're the only one interested. So you have to take this. I think that's a genius idea, actually. So I actually do like that. Says he's talking to Pacman there. Lupol, I agree with you. I do agree with him too. Kounde is trolling Chelsea. That's the panic bus driver right there. He refused to join the panel today. Rodrigo, yeah, but I'm kidding. I know he's busy, but I appreciate you finding time to participate in the chat.
He's running away from it because he told me that that Kounde is not better than Chalobah, so he's running away from me. He doesn't want to come on. he's hiding. He's hiding. But don't worry, Rodrigo. We'll meet again. You can only run, but you cannot hide. I'm good. We'll catch up, man.
Yeah, and here's it, Ty. He confirms your argument. We're mugs if we actually put 55 million on the table and offered him more money. We actually did that. The fact that Kounde is waiting for Barcelona tells me everything I want to know. How do you know he's waiting for Barcelona? The guy could end up being another Lukaku. Again, that's all just us just being in denial. That's the truth. Fork and knife emoji with a plate and brain emoji, food for thought. Hope this calms you all down. No, it doesn't. It confuses me even more. They're not broke. That's just the truth. So again, I think we should end the show here. Again, thank you all. But I want to come back to the panel and get IBZ, your thoughts on everything we've talked about today.
Yeah, is IBZ?
Hello?
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, you're sleeping.
Go ahead, brother.
We just hope for the best. We keep the blue flag flying high, and we hope for better days. Hopefully, for those that want Kounde, hopefully by the end of next week, signed, sealed, delivered. I want us to move on, and I hope we will move on and get the targets. Because listening to Thomas Tuchel yesterday, he wants at least one defender. He reiterated at least one. He said it twice. So hopefully he gets what he wants, so he can get ready for our campaign, and then we move. So we may see some more to come. So hopefully we just get what we need done. That's the only thing we can only pray for. Get the targets we need done, and then we can be prepared.
Yeah, but I'm starting to be one of those that are asking if at the end of the day today it doesn't happen, we should move on from it or give them an ultimatum and say publicly, like Lupol suggested. I think that will put serious pressure on them. Again, Kim, so I've been meaning to ask your avatar, is that, what's it called, Homelander? I think it looks like him. But that's, by the way, Emperor, your thoughts on the stuff what we talked about today?
I say to the Chelsea fan base, like, there's a lot of news, conflicting news. Don't take it to heart. I think this deal is on Chelsea's hands. Like, a lot is moving, a lot of pieces are moving. Just read the information, try and understand it as much as cryptic as possible. Look, man, we were there at Barcelona for a meal. Like, I heard about the restaurant coach, so we should go there and go.
Can you tell me what the heck did they talk about there? If at the end of the day, at the end of the transfer window, Kounde is a Barcelona player, what would you argue that they discussed there?
I was gonna say this. They were having, as Kounde said, they were having brain food.
Yeah, they're having great. No, they were. You know what, they were talking for hours on. They could not decide on what meal to get. So
Exactly.
when they finally decided on the meal, that's why Kimwa said great meal, wonderful food, because he knew that he made the right decision.
So maybe it is what it is. As plain as it was, maybe he's that rich that he can guess up a private jet in this economic crisis and go have a meal at Barcelona. He's a billionaire after all, so let's just leave it at that.
I hope he wasn't the one that paid for the meal, because if Kounde ends up at Barcelona, Laporta will always discuss about the meeting and laugh at him, saying he even paid for the meal. But that's just me kidding. We're not sure what's going to happen. But go ahead, Emperor.
Yeah, just to finish off, Chelsea fans, don't get riled up by the Barca Mendem. Just leave them be. They repping their club. We just have to rep our club. That's it. Up the Charles, keep it easy, and just read the news, man. Don't take it to heart. Don't. You want to stress yourself out of nothing. The season hasn't even started because you know how the season goes in terms of Chelsea. There's always drama around Chelsea. So at the end of this, we probably might win the Champions League because that's what Chelsea does. Drama and winning trophies. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. Again, thank you very much for that. How about you, Ty?
Yeah, man. I this whole Rafina Kunde thing. You see. No, no Rafina's come back into my head now. This whole Kunde thing is very confusing. We're hearing that Sevilla have to pay the percentage in terms of how they're trying to sort out the percentage that needs to go to the club that they bought Kunde from and everything. Then we're hearing that the company responsible for the transportation of documents from both clubs has an issue and all type of things. So we just don't know what to believe. The only thing that I can say, and I keep saying it, that the only thing we can do is just wait for an announcement, whether or not if it's an announcement from Barcelona or if it's an announcement from Chelsea. That's the only time you'll know when a deal has been struck completely with no other issues. This whole thing is stressful. A lot of fans are physically crying and figuratively crying as well. So it's not really good for our Chelsea fans. I mean, in the early part of this stream, I was extremely emotional, but now I have calmed down like I always do, and I just told myself that
No, you stay up there.
if you know what, if it doesn't happen, it just doesn't happen. I mean, it's life. We don't always get what we want, and I mean, not everybody's gonna want to play for Chelsea. And like I've said in the past, if these players don't want to come to Chelsea, we can build our team without them, and then in the years to come, we'll just be able to relax and they may crumble and they may underperform at whatever club they're at, and we can just say that we have players that people didn't like or said were not good enough, and they even did better than them. So I mean, look at the likes of what about Liverpool. They got Robertson from Hull City. They got Carvajal from Fulham, and they look like they're class players. So I mean, compared to your like, and even at Van Dijk, they got him from Southampton, and at that time they were one of the greatest team, and people were questioning why they spend so much on Van Dijk at that time. So I mean, if we don't get them, we can always build a team that with players actually want us. If it's using academic products and using players that actually been at the club for years and have a connection because of how much they love the club and how connected they have become because of how long they've been at the club, then fine, we'll use them because we do have class players. It's just about getting in players that actually have been doing it at the highest level and not only relying on players who are just getting into the groove of top 5 football. But I mean, if it doesn't come, it doesn't come. But I mean, right now it's up in the air. We're hearing that Sevilla believe that they will strike a deal with Chelsea and they'll be going to Stamford Bridge and everything. But we also heard that with Fina. So I just don't know what to believe. So we'll just have
I think.
Game.
Yeah, I think this one differs a bit from the Rafinha scenario. Just quickly, I want to end this poll, which asks, do you want Manchester to pull out of the Kounde deal? 53% says yes, 36% says no, 11% says they don't care. This actually, it does show that if in fact what we're seeing out there is a campaign driven by Barcelona to help, make us become disinterested in the player, it is working. But I don't think that's the case. We'll see what happens. It will not. There's no guarantee. There's no sure. Nobody's sure what's going to happen. But we'll follow the story as it develops. And if there's any need for an emergency stream, you can be rest assured we'll be there. Ty, can you talk about your YouTube channel a bit?
Yeah, and after my comments, I don't think it's going to work, but I'm going to try still.
Why wouldn't it work?
I'll explain that to you later. Anyways, my channel is Chelsea based. As some probably heard at the beginning of the stream, it's it's a channel that I do discussions on. In the past, actually last week, I spoke about Raheem Sterling's move to Chelsea, what he can do, what he may bring to the team. And I mean, although it was a friendly game, what I saw from Sterling was something that I haven't seen in years, and that he's willing to take on players and do things. So you can always check that out. Coachella had mentioned the anti-Glazers video that I did. So I mean, a lot of people have a misunderstanding of what it is. Some people are still concerned that Todd Boehly's consortium will float the club and put us on a stock exchange, and sell shares. But if you watch that video, you'll understand it. If you don't know what it is, the video is the top. It's the most popular upload on the channel, and it's a video that I think a lot of people could understand. And I kept it simple, and kept it at a level where people that who probably don't understand the business side can have a wonderful understanding of it. So you can check it out. It's Thai Talk CFC. It's a channel that is getting closer to 300 subscribers. You can consider watching the video first. You can watch the video first, and then if you like it, then you like it, and if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. But in the end, if you don't like what you see, at least thank you for at least watching that video, seeing what it is, and it's appreciated. So that's what I have to say.
Yeah, I think I saw something very interesting. If we're saying that the paperwork hasn't reached Sevilla, it says, have they not considered fax? Yeah, even though fax is old school, but companies still use them. There are other electronic ways to do it. And again, so there are some excuses we're saying out there that doesn't just make sense. But that's why when this one here, I like this one. I said, I see what Chelsea are doing since Chelsea beat first last time. Chelsea might be waiting for Barca to beat, then sending an official bid to hijack Barca deal. We don't know if that's in fact the case. And with that, we've come to the end of the show. Apparently, we agreed on the deal verbally, but haven't sent in the documentation. If we haven't, then we're a bit reluctant for some reason. Maybe the plan is what's his name? What Icy talked about there. That may be the case. What's your channel again? It's called, you see it now. Let me make you see it. So you go check it out. Say it, Thai Talks CFC. Please be sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. And again, I want to say thank you. Thank you to all the people here. Thank you for 260 likes. Our target was to get to 300 likes. We're 40 short, and that's not bad at all. I cannot thank you guys enough. At the end of this, you'll be redirected to the other show going on right there, and you can join them. If you can join, again, I asked you to please join if you have time. I think you will enjoy it. I will be there too. No need sharing the link because you'll be redirected to that place. And thank you to all the Barca fans who joined to troll us, but in fact, they provided more view for the channel. So thank you to my brother here, Willoughby says, why should we pull out when Barcelona are waiting for us to do exactly that? So it doesn't make sense if that's what they're waiting for us to do. Again, thank you for Friend TV. Thank you, True Blue, for all the excellent contributions in the chat. Thank you to Ike IC. Thank you to everyone else who joined. Thank you to Pacman SA for finding time to join today. Thank you to Jos Viola, the queen of the house, who was here earlier on. And thank you to Michael Ebukar. Everyone else, thank you to Rahmani. Again, if I miss your name, apologies, I'm only human. Hopefully, I'll see you guys. If there's the need to do an emergency stream or evening stream, I will do so. But thank you for all the support. I cannot thank you guys enough. I hope to see you guys later in the day or during another Blue Money show. Again, we have another show going on also that you can join. No need to send you the link. You'll be redirected there. See you guys there. If you don't have time, then I'll see you later on. Thank you, and God bless us all, and bye.